derivative deal.
There is a fifth dimension beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area we call the Twilight Zone. Hello and welcome to Indefinite Lunch and Infinite Combinations number 210. So here we are, number 210, and we are exploring all of the Twilight Zone, and we're taking a look at the season 4 episode called The Incredible World of Horace Ford. And yes, if your ears did not deceive you, I did recite the Twilight Zone introduction from the first season simply because I missed it. I like the new one, and I like how the new one pairs with the imagery of the door and the eyeball and the doll and all that stuff. And the broken window is especially fun, but I could just kind of missed the poetry of the first season one, so I decided to read that today, and so we're gonna it's fitting that I'm nostalgic for the season 1 opening because we're at yet another Twilight Zone episode dealing with the area of nostalgia. My, overriding question today to think about is, we already have Kick the Can and Walking Distance. Is this one how valuable is this story at this point in time for the run of the Twilight Zone episode? Nothing against the author who wrote this, because obviously this story was written, previously to the Twilight Zone and, by Ross and, Rose rather. His name is Rose. Is, Reginald Rose is his full name, Reginald. Reg. So so we're gonna talk about it, and Serling actually thought the same thing. In August in 1959, 2 months before The Twilight Zone, Russell Stoneham of the CBS television forwarded to Rod a kinescope of the Studio One broadcast of the same name, The Incredible World of Horace Ford. And so but, they thought it would fit the mold because they had already had titles like Walking Distance, but that was already in the can, so they decided not to do this one right now, but he said, "We'll keep it for now and maybe we'll do it later." And and so I also think it is weird that Reginald Rose wrote an episode like this when he himself professes that he doesn't really enjoy fantasy, but that doesn't make any sense because this actually, well, okay, maybe it makes some sense because he's putting a delusion on the idea of the fantasy that nostalgia can bring you. But at the same time, the story is a little bit spooky, and so that it has an element of fantasy to it. But apparently, what I'm trying to say is Reginald Rose wrote what you might call today a hit piece or a troll against Rod Serling for doing fantasy and sci-fi. And, then he's like, no hard feelings, if you promise to not be sore about the TV Guide article, I'll tell you a funny story." Rose wrote, Reginald Rose, the author of this episode. "My rotten kid, age 10, had a birthday party last week. And what do you think my rotten kid demanded as entertainment? 'Dear old dad,' said he, 'I want you to show my chums and me 3 Twilight Zones.' And so I did. That dirty, rotten kid." And so he wrote it. He tried to make amends. I don't know. I actually, you know what? It would have been interesting if I actually read the TV Guide. I bet it really wasn't that bad. Hello and welcome to Lawrence. And
Hello. I'm
the
sorry. My camera was working, and then all of a sudden, when I put on the black and white filter, StreamYard said, an error occurred. Try
Oh my
refreshing the
gosh.
page. So I refreshed
Well,
the page. Then I closed it. Then I open again. And it just won't show my camera,
well,
even though
we
it's
welcome you however you are able to be here. If it's just your avatar, we're okay with that. So
okay.
if you want to play around with it, you can. But
I
we're
think the only thing I could do is try closing the browser and opening it again.
yeah,
Do
it's
we,
up to you if you want to do that. I'm good,
I'll
but
take 10
you know,
seconds to try that. Well, it'll be 30,
okay,
but here, let me
yeah,
give it a shot.
30's fine. I gotta say hello to the chat anyway, and also thank you for being here to talk about this
Oh, we're
episode.
live.
I'm
Holy
glad.
crap.
Yeah, we are live. We're live. We're 6 minutes into the episode.
Welcome to this. All right, I'll be
Well, I
right
haven't
back, folks. Hopefully
actually.
this
I
will
haven't
work.
started the episode. I did a bit of a preliminary because there's a bit of drama. Oh, TV guide drama.
Oh, yeah, they
So I was
always
talking
have
about
drama.
yeah. See,
Oh,
drama existed before the
hold
internet.
on.
Believe it or
I
not.
got my own drama here. I see that my preview screen has the camera frozen, so let me try. Please proceed.
I can't
Make
believe
the
you said,
chat
"Are
feel
we
at
live?"
home.
That's always that you usually that's Scotty's joke, but he knows we're live, and he says it when, we're already live, and he's like, "Are we live?" But
Oh, I didn't
anyway,
know. I'm rushing. I'm rushing. And
it's okay.
I was trying to call the doctor's office and everything, but
Mhm.
they put me on hold and it was just taking forever. And it's like, all
Oh, no.
right, I'll
Oh, of
do it
course,
after the
of course.
stream.
Oh, I don't want you to put aside your medical issues, or things for the show. If it's something important, you should
Oh
definitely
no,
take the time
it's
to
just
go
a
deal with
refill.
that.
It'll happen
Oh,
on
okay.
it'll happen by the time I actually need it. Just multitasking, trying to get ahead
Gotcha,
of life.
gotcha.
There's not enough hours in a day.
Right. Yeah. Time passes by so fast.
Hmm.
Yeah, and oh man, I always find myself with not enough time also. Gavin Union says Jill's such an awesome gal. She makes so many videos. I wish I could I know exactly what that's from. That is a line from the Price of Reason channel's outro song. Except it says he's such an awesome guy and he makes so many videos. It's a pretty good song, so thank you for including me on that in a parody line. Julie
Well, let's see here. Wishes luck.
Julie Evans says, "That's Pat Hingle." Yeah, the lead, the protagonist of this episode. Pat
Oh,
Hingle.
crap.
Yes, he is definitely a character. I'll give him that. He's got character. He's from 4 of the Batman movies. This is not a terrible episode, just not my favorite. You know what? That's the nicest way to put it. I agree. I agree completely.
Oh,
I think
I fell asleep in the middle of it. My wife woke me up to keep me going.
oh, thank you to Liza for your contribution to today's stream by keeping it. I fell asleep during it too. I had to start over also. Like I just like it's like the second time he's walking through the same scene. Like I saw this already, and then my brain drifted off. So I don't blame you. It happened
Yeah, I
to me
think that
too.
was the same part too. I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's
this
like
is deja vu.
it felt like a dream, and so then I went into one. So but the lead of this episode is Pat Hingle, and he was in 4 Batman movies, which is way more exciting, and Julie Evans says next week is her favorite episode this season. I have another, sometimes contributor who makes, occasional appearances on this podcast who will be with us next week. We should have Stone Racket for next week.
Ah.
When we review next week, we leave for Thursday. On Thursday, we leave on Thursday. I don't remember the exact name. We'll
Oh
look it up
yeah, yeah.
after this episode.
That one was pretty good, but I tell you the one after that. We saw 2 episodes ahead last night, and yeah,
Mhm.
the one after that, Passage of the Marianne, that's really good. I like that one.
Oh, really? I didn't know. Okay, so
You
that's
even
good. I'm
feel
glad we
good at
got.
the end.
Hmm. All right. Well, I have not seen either of them. I just know that we'll have Stone Racket next week, and Julie Evans also likes that episode. So that's good to know. Thank you, Julie, for checking in with that information. And hello to Snortopoopas Cuber. Hope you're doing well. And yeah, I got your typos happen to everybody. Let's see, we've got star 54438. Good to see you too, as well as Gavin. Oh yeah, I did read Gavin already, but we're saved from viewing Lawrence's. No, he doesn't mean that. I'm sorry.
Well,
Gorilla's random thought says kapah. Something, don't touch our boats. There are no boats in this episode. Wait a second.
that's 2 weeks.
No boats. Yeah. No, but there will be this Friday. We will be reviewing Down Periscope with the illustrious common nerd who I met on Rumble. He's been on YouTube. Like he's a YouTuber, but I noticed him first on Rumble. And so went on for Doctor Who, and because I've never really watched classic Who, and so I started watching a couple of those with him.
Oh, they're
And so
good.
he's he's introducing me to that. And so I'm gonna have him on here to talk about submarine comedy. Why not with Kelsey Grammer?
So where's Scottapoopas?
Scotty R37 is feeling nauseated for some reason, so he's
Oh.
not feeling good. So let's all wish that Scotty R37 feels better. Please feel better, Scotty. I'm live? Why wasn't I informed? Oh, yeah. I was on a friend's channel recently where he had a guest on who told a story that he thought we were backstage, and he told a
Uh-oh.
story that he shouldn't have told. And he was like, "Oh my gosh." And so that was, yeah, you got to make sure you're live or not. And of course this friend did tell this person they were live, but it happens.
We'll do it live.
Mhm. Pat Hingle starred as Judge Parker in Hingham High. Sounds like a Western.
Oh, I thought it was like a high school movie.
Oh, could be that too. Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen it. Let's see who's correct. I think Nordapoopas might know since it was his trivia. Gavin warned us. What did he warn us about? Oh, and anyway, thank you to Lawrence for being here. Here's his channel. Check out the Wayfair Project channel.
Oh
It's,
my
quite
goodness,
good.
yeah. We'll be finishing King Arthur Wednesday and back to Babylon 5 on Sunday.
Babylon 5, King Arthur, and also some expert musicianship
Yeah.
artistry.
Oh, the autumn is coming. I'm glad.
Mhm.
Too hot.
Yes. Yeah, well, it's still hot here. It's still in the
Oh yeah, it's still hot here, but
90s.
I know it's going to be
It's
winding
coming.
down.
Yeah. Eventually we'll stop melting away. Let's see if any of us are left. Hingham High was a Clint Eastwood Western. Yay, I did it. Yeah, it was me. I got it. Yeah, it was a
It's a
Western.
Western high school movie.
Yes, okay. We can merge them together. All right.
Where
Let's
did you
see
go
what
to
else we have
school?
here.
Hangham High.
Oh, wow. That is a good name. Oof, 90s. Hello to Empire State Rail fan on the Rumble side. I think also on the Rumble side we have SSOSS. Good to see you too. Great to have people on Rumble and YouTube. And yeah, Julie Evans confirms it is a Western. So we are finally ready to talk about the episode, The Incredible World of Horace Ford. I don't know if it's like an incredible world or just like an incredible backlot.
Well, I guess there's a bit of a moral to the story, which is fine, but I don't
Mhm.
know, it's just
We'll get
hard
there
getting there.
eventually. Yeah, yeah, it's a struggle. It's a struggle session. And there's drama, there's melodrama and struggle to get to the moral of the story. So, The Incredible World of Horace Ford first aired on April the 18th, 1963. It was written by Reginald Rose and directed by Abner Bieberman. And Herbert Hirschman, who's producing this season, remembered this fantasy, thought it would be ideal for the Twilight Zone, and brought in Reginald Rose and hired Abner. So that's how that happened. But originally, though, this story first aired on TV already. It first aired on in 1955 for a Studio One broadcast. They
Hmm.
already did the story before this Twilight Zone episode.
The series
Um,
was called Studio One?
yes, it was called Studio One, and
Okay.
we have not actually talked about Reginald Rose. He wrote other stuff. He also wrote 12 Angry Men of
Oh,
most notable. Yeah, incredible, incredible movie. I'm just surprised he wrote this.
yeah. Well, the
Oh,
title it doesn't do it justice either.
mhm.
You expect, okay, this is going to be a fascinating guy, a bit eccentric and an interesting life, and it's like, well, you'll see, folks. It's just
He
like,
is eccentric, but his life is more sad than exciting.
yeah, sad,
Mhm.
sad reality and everything, and then it should have been just called "Growing Pains Forgotten."
That would be a better title. Anything would be a better title than what
The
they did here.
Incredible World. I'm looking for a Willy
It
Wonka
felt
or
it,
something, and it's not.
yeah, yeah, that's what I was thinking, Willy Wonka. I felt like maybe Reginald wanted a series out of this. That's why he was I don't know.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
I don't know. I'm just only guessing. I'm not sure why he named it that. But it's
What
only
happens
7.
the next week?
He has to get a new job, right? So I guess it's that
Yeah.
adventure. Or I don't know. I don't know. We'll talk about it. Empire State Rail fan says it's only 73 degrees here, so we get to both of us be incredibly jealous of Empire State Rail fan. And SSOSS says, just call me Sauce. Sauce. I will call you Sauce. Thank you
Saucy.
for the suggestion. Yes. Yes, and Saucy. Let's call you Saucy or Sauce. And so that's exactly what this episode is. Oh, he also wrote the television series The Defenders, starring
Hmm.
Reginald Rose. I've never seen The Defenders. This is where we need somebody like
Yeah,
Dutch
that
Gradient
Stone
or
Racket guy
Stone
knows a
Racket.
lot.
Stone Racket would know The Defenders. Yeah.
Hmm.
Uh-huh. But this episode, the first time when Studio One presented The Incredible World of Horace Ford, instead they had Art Carney. Of course, we know him as the actor who was Santa Claus in Night of the Meek in one of the previous Twilight Zone episodes. So that would have been interesting. I was trying to see if I could find and watch this performance to see how different this performance was versus Pringles, not Pringles, Hingles. Sorry. Um,
Chris Kringle.
yeah. Claude Parrish, hello. Hey, I can see anything as a Twilight Zone episode. Someone did the original
I
Planet of the Apes
can
in black and
see
white, and it almost works.
anything.
But you know why that is? Because Rod Serling had a hand in writing Planet of the Apes. That's why it feels like a Twilight Zone episode, because it is a Twilight Zone episode.
Ah.
A good editor could do Beverly Hills Billies as dark and demented. Well, it's true. Like you could change the tone of a story with the setting, the way you do the camera work, and how you do the music. It could change how things feel for sure. Agreed. And over there on the Twitch side, we've got a bot. So let's say goodbye to the bot. Bye bye bot. Okay, bye. And so we've got director Abner Bieberman, and he's directed on the Twilight Zone before too. He's directed The Dummy, which I like The Dummy. And so Nelson got him on, Ralph Nelson got him on to this. Let's see what else. Oh, Bieberman's had 2 Emmy nominations. That's pretty good. I don't know for what, it doesn't say
And
in
which
this
one was
particular.
that?
The director, Abner
Oh,
Bieberman.
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, I should have the credits up here. Hold on. Let me do
Oh,
that.
that's okay.
Let me do my
You know,
job.
if you need the credits, I can just bring them up for you at any time. Here they are. The only one
Ooh,
that's missing off screen is the little kid with the pretend fake tooth. You remember Hermie Brandt? He's like
the
way too
pretend
old.
fake tooth. So it's
Well,
doubly fake.
yeah. Well, if you I was watching the episode closely because I had to sit up because you know how we both said we fell asleep during this episode.
Yeah.
The second time I watched it, I was like paying extra close attention to every little detail. And yeah, I was like, wait a minute, that kid, I have children and they lose all their baby teeth well before the age of 8. And this kid is like 10. So why does he have a missing tooth? And it turns out his tooth is not missing. It has been colored in. None of the books or none of the trivia I can find discuss this point, but that is absolutely, he has a tooth there, but it's just colored
Mm.
so that it looks like it's missing.
Okay.
But anyway, that's Jerry Davis, and he was the only one at the bottom here you couldn't see because of the banner.
Poor guy.
So, yeah. Anyway, I still remembered him. And hello to Varda Elentari. Great to see you on the Rumble.
Is that Anna
Columbus.
Nielsen in disguise?
You always think that. You think that, but I have listened to Varda's channel, and unless Anna has become
No, I guess not. I guess there's more than
she has a
one. There's more than one Valar out there.
exactly. There's more than one Valor.
Yeah, I
She
think
has a
Anna
different.
is Yavanna Nielsen.
Let's just say that Varda has a different accent than Anna, so they do sound different. So glad Jill is still around, says Claude.
Thanks
Me
for the
too.
stars there,
Aw, that's
Varda.
sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jill. No, Anna is returning to the U.S.
Oh,
I
she
don't know
is.
for how long, but yeah, she's
Oh,
returning this week. That's why our
okay.
Tolkien stuff will be back next Monday.
Next Monday.
I have
Okay.
to wait
I
for
mean, I
that.
wish I could join, but I got to start doing stuff. Responsibilities, real life. Can't
Yeah,
always play.
children.
Children need me. I have to make their childhood good.
Yeah, that's
Anyway,
true.
Sauce says rings well. Hearing it. Oh, oh, he likes saucy. Claude says, oh yeah, we read that one already. Oops, sorry about that. Do the Fords own a theater in Washington, D.C.? No, no. This is not a rich family, the Horace Fords. Okay, so we're ready to look at the slides. So we've got slides here. Make them a little bigger. The Incredible World of Horace Ford. Yeah, it does sound way more exciting than it actually is.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's get moving on. I do like this little robot mouse that's running around. It's really cute. It looks kind of fun. But it's just the beginning here. And Horace and Leonard comes into Horace's office to see how he's doing on the robot project because he's just but instead Horace is just shooting at him. He's just like instantly attacks him with this cap gun. And Leonard he's just mostly annoyed by it because this happens every day. This isn't like some kind of clever difference of action. No, it's just something he has to put up with every day. And similarly, he also has to put up with them talking about his all of the memories of his childhood all of the time. He talks about old Western movie stars and how he played cowboys and collected cigarette foil. And
That's kind of
other
suspect.
Well, I know what that is. That means that he had to go to the store and buy cigarettes for his family, and he got to have the foil afterwards. Anyway, I used to fetch cigarettes for my grandma,
Oh
so I know
wow!
what this is. Yeah. Although I couldn't
And
buy them.
what do
Yeah.
you do with the foil?
It just smells interesting. You're just like, why does it smell like this? I didn't do anything with it. I ended up throwing it away, but apparently he turned it into balls. So Horace says, when I was a kid, I always had a cat pistol. Listen, Leonard, do you remember Ken Maynard in the movies? All the other kids on the block uh were Tom Mix, except me. I don't know what that means, Tom Mix. I didn't look that up. I was
Might have
Ken
had something to do with the
Maynard.
character and another character that was like in the same series or whatever.
That makes sense. That's it. That context clues. Thank you.
We're just guessing.
Yeah. No, no, that makes sense. And, me and my horse Tarzan, and then he uses his fingers to gallop all over the room to make sounds like it's a horsey.
Tarzan.
And then Leonard's like, "You know, you're at work and you're supposed to be working right now.
Yeah.
We got, like, stuff."
Yeah, it's like, how did this guy get to this point? Is your main question.
Exactly. That's the main problem I have with this episode. We're meeting a man. The main issue with the episode is that he's already deep into the mental illness. And so we don't get to see how this guy could have possibly gotten this job,
Right.
which he's somehow held for 15 years, and also have a beautiful wife who we have yet to see, who for some reason wants to spend her life with him. And
Now, it could
so
have been
we don't
fixed if at one point where the mother or the mother-in-law would have said to him, you know, the past few months, hint, hint, you know, the past few
Mhm.
months, you've really been behaving straight. So it gives the viewer an idea of, okay, this is onset, childhood issues.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted something like that. Something to tell me that this has not been his personality for very long. This is some current strange obsession that has taken over him that does not define him all of the time.
Yeah, exactly. It needed to be that. We needed to have that. Otherwise, we're like, this guy could not have gotten to this point like this.
Yeah. Yeah, because they do make it clear he's a professional toy engineer. So I haven't even mentioned that. They are working on toys, and he's
Hmm.
working on a robot toy in particular at this point. And but even if you're this intelligent to be able to design these toys or robots, you still have to be sociable and professional, especially to have gotten this job, as we're
Yeah.
mentioning. And
You had
um
to pass an interview.
mhm. Yeah, and even if you do have a childlike disposition, it should be charming. Instead, it's kind of like a kid who you're afraid is gonna have a tantrum in about a couple of seconds.
Hmm.
That's how he plays it. I don't know if you saw think that also, but
Yeah. Well,
also
no,
he
it was
cannot.
just, uh, in some ways you feel a little bad for him, I guess. But the thing is, he's so consistently intense about it that it's like, no, this is almost too much. It's like too childish all the time. He can't really be like this. You
Not
know,
all the time.
it'd be one thing
It
if he was kind of like a Robin Williams sort of, from Mrs. Doubtfire, like just a little too, you know,
well, even
childish
Jack,
here and there.
Robin
Yeah.
Williams played a literal child in Jack as an adult. Like, he was growing different, and that I think that was good too. But anyway, Pat Hingle is a character actor and born in Miami on July 19th, 1924. He was in the Navy during World War II,
Hmm.
which we like to mention when they're veterans. So there you go. And I guess he graduated from UT, and let's see
That
what
the
else he
University
did.
of Texas.
He was a stage actor for Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. Oh, I think that's where he was discovered for this. I think that was the role he was discovered in this for, and hired for this one. I'm not sure. But hello and welcome to DJ Play Nice. Great to see you.
Hello, DJ.
Yeah. He says, reload the show when it ends to leave a comment. It only takes a moment and it helps a lot. It really does. Yep. Comments are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And make sure you're subscribed, of course. He also says, and you fold it into origami out of the cigarette foil. Oh, that's what you do with the cigarette foil. Thank you. Thank you, DJ Play
What
Nice. That's
kind
a
of
good idea.
origami?
Well, anything you can
A
make from a
swan?
square. Sure, I bet you can make this one from cigarette
Uh-huh.
oil. Just needs to be a square. Tom
Swan.
Mix was a cowboy movie actor. Thank you. And thank you also for the 2 jewels. That's very nice.
Jules?
Fantastic.
Is that in
Has
Twitch or something?
Oh, no, it's not Twitch. It's not Twitch. It's, YouTube, deciding it wants to be Twitch.
Oh, YouTube has jewels now.
Yeah, YouTube has jewels and rubies
My
and
chat never gave me a jewel.
I
Is
don't
that
know,
a
you'll
type
have to
of
take it up
super
with your
sticker?
chat. Yeah, look,
Oh, it's a super
it looks all
sticker.
blue.
Okay.
Sort of. Yeah, and it's a silver star, so we get all sorts of new little gifts because of
Okay.
this.
All right. That's cool. Yeah.
And I think you can only give them on your phone, if I'm
Oh,
correct. Because you are a star, Jill.
I
Have a
guess
great
they have to
stream.
use the app.
Thank you so much, DJ Play Nice. I appreciate that so much. I think he did have tantrums a few times in this episode. No kidding, he absolutely did. And sometimes he would have a silent tantrum. Because I'm a mother, I can see that. I can see, the silent tantrums, which makes sense, he's an adult, so he's not gonna throw himself on the ground and scream. But he has those silent tantrums, which can be, also, extremely childlike. The silent tantrums being, they just stands in the corner and stops talking, or he leaves the room. And, and so, let's see what else he did. Oh, man. There's also a crazy story, because I just copied some of the information, I haven't read it yet. Apparently, he attempted to escape a stalled elevator. Whoa, okay,
Hmm.
when he was starring in something called JB. I'm not sure what JB that it must be a TV show, or but he was trying to escape a stalled elevator, and he fell 54 feet down the
Oh,
shaft.
I'm trying to figure out how
Suffered.
that would have worked.
I don't
Like
know.
he
I'm
escaped through a crack and fell down the shaft or something.
Yeah. He was trying to
Wow.
escape an elevator that stalled, and he fell down
Or
54
he,
feet
or maybe he climbed out the top or something. You had to get out of the elevator somehow.
somehow. I don't know. But he suffered a fractured skull, hip, leg,
Oh,
wrist, ribs, and he lost most of a finger. So I didn't even notice that.
probably lost that gig.
I'm not I'm not that observant, so watching this episode, I didn't check to see if he's missing part of a finger, but if we look, there it is. Here it is. And you might not be able to see it. You could see it right there. It's on his left hand. It's his
Wow.
pinky. It's his pinky. He lost part of his pinky.
Poor guy, man.
Do you see that? I maybe you
Yeah,
can't, but
folks,
yeah,
don't
now I
try
see
that
it.
at home. Just stay
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
elevator.
If you get in a stalled elevator, press the button and try to call somebody, and wait for the fireman to come save you. Oops, I didn't do that. I should do this. Wow, wow. Okay, and then he had to recover obviously from that,
Hmm.
and he lost a role, like you said. He
Yeah, I'm
lost a
sure.
starring role in Elmer Gantry,
They
and
couldn't
it
just
went.
change the plot and make him injured for the rest of the film.
Yeah, what terrible thing. The role went instead to Burt Lancaster, who won an Oscar. So, so that's the case. And he was, of course, as mentioned by Julie Evans, he was Commissioner Gordon in Batman movies, Batman 1989, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin. So that's cool. And he was also in other TV shows. So even this fall didn't ruin his entire life. He still was able to act afterwards, fortunately. So he was also in Gunsmoke, The Fugitive, MASH, Mission Impossible, and others. So there we have it. And in this scene, he says to Leonard is, he's kind of getting testy with all this discussion of childhood. So Horace says, "You must have had a miserable time when you were a kid." And Leonard says, "Right. I couldn't wait till I grew up." And that's a that's an interesting line when you consider the very end of the episode. And Leonard himself, he is played by Philip Pine. So here we are with the Star Trek for today. Our Star Trek actor of today is Philip Pine. He played an Excalibur, rock person, but he was in the form of a human during this episode, and he played Colonel Green. And oh wait, was he one of the aliens, or was he just created by the aliens? I don't remember.
I don't
There was
know.
some weird logistics in that episode. I know the Excalibians were like rock people, but maybe he was just a manifestation of some sort, and he played Colonel Green. He was like a villain, and it was the whole thing by the Calibians where they were trying to figure out the differences between good and evil, and so they
Yeah,
also had.
yeah, that was a pretty good one. I mean, as far
Mhm.
as the morals concerned and everything, but no, I don't remember him particularly.
He was there. He was like the Hitler stand-in, I guess, without just having straight up Hitler there. And then they had Genghis Khan and Kalis, the unforgettable.
Imagine that. Hey, folks, guess who's coming to the cast next week? We found him in Argentina.
Yeah. Well, anyway, he gets to be killed by Captain Kirk, so why not? That's great. That's so he was in the episode The Savage Curtain. Hooray. But also when I find a Star Trek actor, I get so excited about Star Trek, but I'm sure he did other stuff too. He was also in the army for World War II. A lot of these actors were in the war. And he used his GI Bill to earn a degree in theater arts from UCLA, which is cool.
Sorry, I'm still cracking up over the whole concept of a Hitler cameo.
Well, they had I mean, they could have gone that way,
Well,
because
no,
they
he was
had
not really alive at that point. Well,
No, 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 I meant they could have
most people.
hired an actor to be him.
Yeah, I
I don't
know.
know, that's just, I can't remember exactly what Colonel Green's atrocities were, but he was essentially that kind of character who did
That
some kind
kind,
of
yeah, right.
genocide, yeah. I don't know, I have to rewatch it. Unfortunately, I'm not the kind of person who remembers the entire transcript of every Star Trek episode, although I try. Um, but
Yeah, I
anyway, he
remember
did,
that episode's pretty cool.
yeah,
But
it
yeah,
had Abraham
that
Lincoln.
would have been an added touch there. Genghis Khan
Mhm.
and Hitler in the same scene. Wow.
Yeah, but they already had Abraham Lincoln, so I guess they didn't
Yeah,
wanna
Abe
shock
Lincoln.
people too much.
Well, at least Abe would never have heard of him, so
Mhm, mhm. True. So Pine was in 160 films and TV appearances, I guess, about. Um, and so he was also in another Twilight Zone episode, The Four of Us Are Dying, where he played a more, um, tougher, more villainous, I don't know if he was a villain, but, definitely not as nice as he is here. Here, he's a real supportive, patient friend. All of the people who decide to interact with Horace are godly, I don't know how I want to put it exactly. They are incredibly patient. They're and he's no exception to that rule. And he was also in The Outer Limits, The Invaders, and Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. And
Hmm.
so there you have it. Also, he was in Gunsmoke, Perry Mason, Untouchables, Mission Impossible, Hawaii Five-O, Little House on the Prairie.
Ooh.
And he also later in his life got into writing, directing, and producing. And one day, okay, so this is from The Twilight Zone Companion by Mark Scott Dickery, just so you guys know. I'm not only using I'm using this I'm not only using the Martin Graham book, but I also got this one right here. And by Mark Scott Dickery. He's a sci-fi guy on YouTube if you're ever interested in seeing what he looks like. He's really an incredible fan and contributor to and creator of science fiction. And in this book, he says, one day Bieberman was in the MGM commissary and he happened to spot Pat Hingle, an accomplished Broadway actor with credits including JB, Cat on the Hot Tin Roof, and The Glass Menagerie, and that
Mm.
championship season. And so Bieberman, the director, is the reason we've got Hingle here. And this isn't the first time that Nan Martin plays his wife. Nan Martin is his wife in this episode, and so this has happened before. So they already know how to be husband and wife. Although we're gonna talk about how that works in this episode soon. I could tell by your laugh what you
Well,
think of
no,
it.
it's just also interesting that they were played a married couple before. Do you have the series or the film?
I don't. You know what? It probably comes up when we talk about Nan. So we're
Okay,
gonna have to wait because it's in my notes.
but yeah, that's just funny that they played the same type of roles before.
Hmm. Yeah. True. Yeah, it is kind of funny. I thought that was neat too. So anyway, Leonard is trying to get Horace back to work, and Horace, of course, is working on a robot toy, and the eyes light up, and it can talk. But Leonard is saying, "Hey, this robot does way too much, and so you've got to scale it back because Mr. Judson wants this robot to be cost a certain amount. So you've got to reduce the cost of the parts here." And so it's just this is not getting through to Horace. At no point during the episode does he seem to understand the logistics of this. And how
Mm.
can somebody be such a brilliant engineer without understanding the logic of budgetry? Because budgeting, I would think like accounting is easier than engineering, and so you be able
Well,
to do both. Or
well,
I
we
don't
see
I
what
don't
his
really
problem
understand.
is. He doesn't think about that at all, which brings up the whole thing from
Mm,
before. How did he work there 15 years if he can't? Well, also just follow instructions. It's like your boss is saying this costs too much. We need it to cost this much.
mhm.
It's
Yeah.
pretty straightforward. I
Yeah.
mean, you may not like it, and of course, it's something you could complain about and stuff at home, maybe. But it's like one of those things where if you want to keep the job, you got to meet the price point that they're looking for.
Yeah, and I understand Horace's point. The eyes lighting up and the talking is essential to the toy. So why didn't he ever come up with the idea of reducing the size of the robot so he can keep the features but still reduce the cost of the
Well,
parts?
the guy said Leonard said there was way too many parts. So it's almost like,
Mhm.
yeah, you could maybe bring the cost down by eliminating other parts.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, if he has a priority, he knows clearly this person has an eye for what kids are going to enjoy. So he should be using that perspective, but also I don't know, finding a balance. But he cannot find that balance. He no longer seems capable of living in society. I don't understand what's happened.
Yeah, it's like just too much, man.
He came off as a mama's boy in this episode. Yeah, it doesn't help that his mom lives with him. He's an engineer.
Oh, I thought that was his mother-in-law.
No, that's his mother.
Oh,
I
okay.
know that his wife calls her mom. Like, that's
That's
confusing,
what
right?
threw me off.
It throws off a lot of people. Some people watching this episode miss the fact that they're husband and wife because he doesn't treat her like his wife,
Oh
which
no, I
makes
knew
sense.
she was his wife, but
Yeah, because they say it
I thought it was
explicitly.
her mom because she called
Th-
his mom
Yeah,
rather
yeah.
than, well,
Some people think that she's his sister because of that.
oh,
So, yeah, he wasn't available at the time. He was too busy being dead. Stortopoopas Cuber says Pine also played the vice president in an Outer Limit episode called "The 100 Days of the Dragon." Oh, see, I did mention the Outer Limits, but I didn't know the name of the episode. Thank you so much, Stortopoopas. Colonel Green used to attack his enemies during negotiations. Oh, thank you, Gavin. That's one of his crimes. That's pretty dark. And Julie Evans has the book too. Yeah, Mark Scott is great. A great fan. Robot. Yeah. Did you watch the
Robot.
episode, Gavin? Because they absolutely saved Robot
Yeah, they
multiple
say
times.
robot.
That's wonderful. Yeah, the 60s way to say robot. Anyway, I have some dialogue here. Horace says, I designed that toy. There's nothing wrong with that toy. Kids will be crazy about that. Listen, you know what it does. A toy where the eyes light up. It talks and everything. It's a good toy. And Leonard says, I know it's a good toy, but it can't be turned out at the price Mr. Judson wants. Now, look here. He's going to blow his stack when he sees this. It's got too many parts. Believe me. So, so this is where he sulks in a corner, Horace. This is where I say he has a silent tantrum. Because he's like, okay, I'll work it. But you can very clearly tell he's not going to work it. And it's like there was a talented toy maker in this person, but he's fallen off the cliff somewhere, and he starts trying to work again, but instead makes a paper airplane, and we get the opening narration of the episode. Opening narration. Mr. Horace Ford, who has a preoccupation with another time, a time of childhood, a time of growing up, a time of street games, stickball, and hide and go seek. He has a reluctance to go check out a mirror and see the nature of his image, proof positive that the time he dwells in has already passed him by. But in a moment or two, he'll discover that mechanical toys and memories and daydreaming and wishful thinking and all manner of odd and special events can lead into a special province, uncharted and unmapped, a country of both shadow and substance, known as the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, that also, you were thinking, well, this world, when he confronts it, is going to be more interesting than it is.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Because this is his fantasy. This is his fantasy of what his childhood was like.
Yeah. I mean, I get the point of the episode and stuff. It's just the way, I guess Rod Serling could have just made it sound less interesting, and then it would have been more consistent. But that's not what you try to do in TV.
Yeah.
You try to make it sound more interesting.
And maybe they tried to do that, and it just didn't come off as fantastic as they wanted it to feel.
No.
Drizzy Drate is here. Hello, Drizzy. Thank you for that, for showing up. And hello to and Empire State Rail fan is saying hello to Drizzy. And hello to it's Courtney Fellowship of Oddballs. Hello. Oh, you did so good with Lou Diamond Phillips. I wish I would have thought of a question. and asked to be on to that show with Latino Slant. What an awesome show that was. Thank you for being a part of that. That is too cool. And nope, I still failed your Okay, you know what? You know what? That's it. I'm gonna fix it right now. You know what? Because these Twilight Zone episodes don't take that long. We'll get through this episode. It won't take too long. I have got to fix this. Okay. It should be easy. I'm always able to find you. And so let me fix this right now.
A bit of
And so it's
folks.
yes. I can do this. All I have to do is go to users and go to Courtney. There you are. And so, yeah, it is a little bit of accounting. It's not that difficult. It's just something that I keep forgetting to do.
Yeah, I know how
All
it
right.
is.
So next time you're here, it'll work. Now you'll see the correct link. There we go. Yay, it's fixed. But until next time here, I'll just put it manually in there. And Courtney had fun on Latino Slant. Yeah, definitely an incredible channel. Check it out if you don't know who he is. He's the greatest. He's cool. And so let's go back to the episode. We've got Leonard trying to explain business. And then we move on. Oh yeah. There's a lot of emotion in the episode. There he is. There's the tantrum. Here it is. Let me show you. It's not big enough. There it is. That's the most important part right there. He just turns around. I don't know if everybody will see that as a tantrum, but as a mom, you know what it is. And then he makes a paper airplane. And then he's looking outside the window like he's a kid waiting for summer vacation to come. And then we move over to Leonard's office where Laura shows up. Laura shows up with a present for Horace. She's Horace's wife, and she doesn't want him to see the present she got for him. So she's using Leonard to hide it for her. And it's a smoking jacket, we're told. Leonard says that proves he's going to be 38 because I guess nothing else proves that he's 38. And so they talk about how they're going to make it a surprise and they're going to pretend that she's taking him to the movies or something. And, you know, a surprise party and things. And anyway, Nan Martin was also an actress for more than 50 years doing Broadway, film, and television. And she also worked as a model for a costume designer. Adrian. Adrian doesn't have a last name? I don't know who that is, but apparently I should if he only has a first name. But no, I don't.
What, Rocky?
This is where we need a Oldie Olsen. We need a Stone Racket. We need I don't know if you know PvP or somebody to tell us who this is. Oh yeah, I know. That's who I think of when I think of Adrian. I don't think of a famed costume designer. And so, let's see. She got a Tony in her performance for in Archibald McLeish's JB. Oh, that's that same movie that he was supposed to be in. Okay. Interesting. That Ingle's supposed to be in.
Oh, okay. And they were married in that?
I don't know.
Oh.
Obviously, I'm not going to read everything she was in, but as far as TV goes, she was in The Untouchables, Mannix, The Invaders. A lot. I can't read all this. 6 Feet Under. Oh, she was in more recent stuff too. 6 Feet Under, that's in the 90s, isn't it? Oh, I thought we only had one Star Trek. I didn't read this earlier because
Uh-oh.
sometimes I do some of this research, like I just copy and paste stuff. And this one says she was in the Star Trek Next Generation episode Haven. Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm trying to remember that. The name's familiar, just not ringing a bell yet.
Julie Evans says people back then acted like 38 was old, but it's really not. 50 is not that old anymore either. Yeah, I know. No,
Well, it
but I
feels
do.
old.
Yeah, 40 does feel old for me too. Like it's like, oh, I'm 40 now. I'm officially on the other side, you know? And Haven, let's see what I can remember from Haven. It was a Next Generation episode. Um, I think
Yeah,
it had something to do with Riker. Uh, hmm.
let's see here.
Anyway,
It's
it was
something
like
to do
a
with
it,
Riker.
yeah, yeah. It was kind of a soap opera kind of episode.
Let me see here. Well,
Hmm. Oh, Deanna is going to be married or something, and or something like that. Um, I don't know. Oh,
oh, is
yeah,
it the
yeah,
what?
yeah.
Oh,
It's
oh,
the
oh,
one
oh, oh, yeah.
it's that guy draws her like he's been dreaming of
Yeah,
her.
mentally draws her, telepathically draws her.
Hmm.
And it's, yeah, for them to escape their world or something. They have some sort of disease, but they can get over it. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah. And so given her age here, she must have been mother or something. And Sarah Poopa says Riker has snoo snoo with somebody or a chair. The chair. That chair is yeah, poor chair. That chair is taken advantage of. You contact HR for that poor chair. Golden Girls. Yeah, man, she's busy, 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 busy actress. Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, 1987. And so we've got Judson now. So we're gonna move on to Judson confronting Horace about the robot. Of course,
Robot.
we're gonna just see this for a minute. Oh, but this is an interesting dynamic in this episode. If you're still here with us, because I went on a weird tangent trying to figure out how this lady was connected to Star Trek, and no, but I was really thrown off. That's the kind of research I should have done before the show. I didn't realize she was. There were two Star Treks, not just one.
Well, you
This is
never
what I
know.
needed Scotty for. He would have known. He would have helped me with the episode too.
Sorry, I'm no Scotty.
No, no, I know. I'm no Scotty either. No, no, I have people who are like, "Where's Scotty? Why isn't he here?" Anyway, um, so but they're dynamic. He is a lot more affectionate and kind to her and understanding towards her than than Horace is. It's really really odd.
Yeah.
So anyway, Horace is caught daydreaming at the window. And he says, "Oh, I was thinking about business." Whose business? And then they they put up the robot design. They pin it up and they talk about it. And Judson is admits that this is a good toy. It's just that it costs too much money to make versus how much they want to charge their consumers because they want a certain market of consumer who can afford a toy of this magnitude, and it is too much.
Hmm.
But Horace says the eyes lighting up, that's the beauty part. You can't get rid of the eyes lighting up. And so anyway, he's a diva about his toy design, and
Yeah.
his boss is not like his boss is understands his that he has these ideas. It's just the market he needs to care about the budget too.
Yeah. And the viewers just left to think, well, I mean, this guy couldn't have been this way the whole time he was working there.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. And this is the actor here who plays the boss, Vaughn Taylor, and he's pretty good actor. I like him in this, and so I realize he's in a lot of other Twilight Zone episodes.
Hmm.
He also served in World War II in the army. Really, everybody served in World War II. Is this right? Let me see. If it's true. Now I'm concerned. Taylor. Um. Yeah, he was. Okay, I don't know
Hmm.
why I'm always questioning myself. And it seemed to have a lot of veterans this episode. I was starting to think I was getting mixed up. Like, yeah, did I get all my veterans mixed up? No, but this one's packed with them.
No, there was a draft for that one, so
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
there were more people
I
win.
didn't really have a choice. Um, so oh wow, he got 2 Emmy nominations for best actor. Yeah. Even though this is kind of a small role as the boss, I really enjoyed the way he performed it. So it makes sense he's gotten awards in 52 and 53. And he appeared 8 times on Perry Mason and Bonanza, Rawhide, The Untouchables, Alfred Hitchcock Hour, The Outer Limits, Invaders, and Get Smart. And so, of course, The Twilight Zone, he was in the episode Time Enough at Last. So in that one he was a mean boss. In this one he's a really nice boss. Like
Hmm. Well,
Horace
he's
is
more understanding, you know. I mean, he's willing to try and explain it to the guy at least.
yeah, Horace is way more obnoxious than Henry Bemis was. Henry Bemis just read too much. And, and anyway, he was also in Still Valley and I Sing the Body Electric. He played the
Oh,
salesman in that one.
oh, he was the salesman. Oh, yeah.
He's going to be in one more that we have not yet reviewed called The Self Improvement of Salvador Ross. So we'll look forward to that one.
Hopefully, there's some self-improvement in that one.
Mhm. And then he was also in Jailhouse Rock, Cat on the Hot Tin Roof, Psycho, The Professionals, In Cold Blood. Oh wow, the Harry Truman thing. Okay, interesting. And so then, let's see what we got here. A lot of actors in that era served in World War II. Yep, true. Yeah, no. But usually I have 1 or 2. When I get 3, I start questioning my
Hmm.
trivia. Did I get it right?
Yeah, at that point, it was like World War II ended 18 years before this
Busy
season.
guy.
So
Truman Capote, that's who it was. Not Harry Truman. Truman
I was
Capote.
like
But I
thinking,
remember
Harry Truman.
I read In Cold Blood when I was a kid,
Must
but
have
it
been
was a long
about the
time ago.
bomb or something. I don't know. In
Yeah, no,
cold blood.
Truman. Actually, that works for the president too. But
But
oh,
back at that
oh.
time, I don't think folks would have been as open to the title being in cold blood and everything.
No, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I apologize to the entire
Yeah, I
world.
kept quiet. I was just like, hmm. Okay.
Thank you.
You
Thank you,
know more
sir,
than
for
me,
this
Joel,
super.
so we'll go along with that.
Well, I read the book, but I just forgot the name. And thank you for correcting me. At least it was corrected within the scope of the live stream, and I don't just make a comment afterwards. So anyway, let's get back to the slides. We've got slides. And Laura's here. Since she's already at work, she's gonna pick up her husband from school, and so she's gonna take him home
I
because
used to
and I
be.
say that.
I
What?
used to wear gloves then.
Yeah, she wears gloves. And he says, "Boy, I've got some homework to do," because he's gotta work on the robot toy. Of course, he never does. He never works on this robot toy. It's very frustrating. Why do they make this a plot point if he never even works on it? And so they get home, and he's like, "Oh, that toy has no meaning unless the eyes light up." And she's very patient and understanding and listens to him. And but then we find out when we get to his apartment that he lives with his mother too. Like he lives with his wife and mother. So
Yeah.
they
Oh. Hmm.
that is um odd.
Well, I mean,
I guess
like people probably know, I did during this episode think it was the wife's mother. Not that it's a big change here, but I guess I figured, it's maybe she's getting up there in years and, they want
mhm.
to make sure she's taken care of and stuff. Although she seems
True,
to
yeah.
be in control of her faculties and everything like that. But it was something that you could just take on and say, okay,
Yeah, some people bring in their family and that's okay.
yeah.
But it's just interesting. So, and but I guess they tried to make there be a comedic element that she overcooks everything. I'm not sure if that was supposed to be funny or just a character trait. It doesn't really mean anything to the story. It's just everything's overcooked and she
Well,
can tell some yeah.
I guess you could say Horace is a little overcooked too.
Yeah. Oh, good point. He's a mama's boy and she
Yeah,
obviously could still continues to treat him like a child.
yeah. And you're just like, how did this marriage happen?
Yeah. Yeah, right? I mean, yeah. I guess maybe it explains why they don't have children.
Mm.
I don't know. I'm just guessing. But so so they then of course he continues to talk about his childhood. That's just what he does. All this whole episode. That's all he can talk about. Is he compares his boss to Mr. Judson and he compares his boss to Mr. Corey, his 5th grade teacher. So who caught him with a color changing candy. So you were asking, I don't remember when we were asking for Willy Wonka. Well, there's some color changing candy.
Yeah.
It's the closest you're gonna get. And then he also talks about his friend Hermie Brandt, who he says is the greatest stickball player in the world. Stickball instead of baseball, because
Mm.
it's like you know he's from the 30s. And Laura's had enough. Nobody cares about when you were 10 anymore. Maybe she didn't say it that mean, but she does say it. And he says, "I care." And he gets angry and he walks away. And his mom tries to follow him and comfort him. Yeah, he's just totally babying him. But she does tell him that she remembers Randolph Street because he's remembering good things about his childhood. And
Hmm.
she's saying, "No, Randolph Street was terrible. I want to forget that place." And so there he is. Yeah, he's having another one of those tantrums. Sorry, this is what he does in this episode. And then, um, well, and he says, yeah, he's gonna go back to that street, but his mom doesn't tell Laura, the wife, where he's going. I would think that's the first thing I do. She just goes off into a huff to her own room.
Hmm.
So also, we have to remember that Horace is the way he is for a reason, and part of that is his mother. But speaking of which, speaking of the mom, she is Ruth White, born in 1914. And so she did some work on Broadway and some film. I'm sure if I don't know things from the 60s, I surely don't know things from the 30s or whenever she was
Hmm.
acting. Um, so she did a ton of stage work. She also got a Tony nomination for Best Featured Actress in a Play. For her performance in Meg in the Birthday Party. Interesting because this whole episode is about a birthday party too. And two birthday parties, 38 and 10 or 11. Goodness. Her She also did off-Broadway stuff, which is supposedly really good. Happy Days was a play? Really? Interesting.
Hmm.
I don't know if it has anything to do with the later TV show or not. Probably not. She also got a Primetime Emmy Award for outstanding performance in a supporting role by an actress for Hallmark Hall of Fame's Little Miss Moon of Alban. Wow, that was a mouthful. I don't know what any of that means.
Just say it anyway.
Yeah, right. Well, she deserves to get a little bit oh, this is what people know her for. She played Miss Dubose in To Kill a Mockingbird.
Or is it
That's a
Dubois?
little more recent. Dubois. Yeah, it's probably Dubois. Excuse me.
Yes,
Yeah,
the
that's
Happy
another
Days
thing.
play has nothing to do with the TV show, so we're good there.
Thank you. So, yeah, I did. That's another one where I read the book To Kill a Mockingbird, but I don't remember the movie. I did watch the movie
Oh yeah,
though in class.
yeah. There was like an early one and the classic, and then there's the more modern one, I think, from the '90s.
Oh, there you go.
It's a
She's
good
pretty
show.
good. She's clearly a very good actress because I'm totally annoyed by her character, which is I think is the point. Yeah. Anyway,
Oh
we've got Soren
boy.
Pupus Cuber who says, "I threw a
Oh, it's
tantrum once. I hit someone on the head with it and knocked him cold." Nice.
yeah. The play Happy Days centers on a woman named Winnie who is
Mm.
buried up to her waist, and and eventually her neck, I guess, in a mound of earth under a blazing sun. Wow.
Hmm. Wow. Why? Does it say? That sounds
Um,
intriguing.
and it says prattling away to her mostly silent husband. I don't know. Sounds like an art
Weird.
thing to me.
I don't know. Yeah,
But
no,
if that was her, she was the lead, and pretty much
mm,
it's her buried up to her neck, well, waist and then eventually neck, basically talking about stuff. Wow.
wow. Interesting. Hmm.
Happy
Sounds like a
days.
horror. Yeah, those are definitely happy days. I mean, kids bury themselves at the beach for fun. But
There's no
anyway, speaking of
hey Fonzie in it.
no, nobody's beating up a jukebox here. So we're going to Dayton Street, Randolph Street, and this is apparently the way it was when he was a child. So he is stepping into his childhood as an adult, and this is his first return. We come here about 17 times. No, that is an exaggeration. We come here 3 times and he explores his old neighborhood, and it's exactly the way he remembers it. So we've got weenies for 3 cents. You know how everybody's like, oh, hot hamburgers for 30 cents for the Twilight Zone. Well, 3 cents. 3 cents. So that's the inflation calculation here. I did not do inflation calculator for the 1930s versus the 1960s. Although that kind of would have been fun. I only just thought of it
Maybe.
now. But my grandma always called them weenies too, instead of hot dogs. So
Well, then that got ruined.
well, he never bought a weenie. But he always every single time, he never learns like, the first time I understand him running into people, but every single time he does this, just like in Groundhog Day, he runs into people, but then he learns to not run into people. Remember with Bill Murray? He learns
Hmm.
to not crash into people or step in
Yep.
the puddle. Well, he never learns these kind of things. He runs into the same couple, he runs into the same guy every single time. He doesn't change his pace or his walk or anything anytime, and it bothers me. But anyway, every single time he runs into this couple, they say, "Bread and butter," and I'm just like, "What?" They're just like they look at each other all playfully and amused, and just like, "What does that mean?" And so I had to look it up. Apparently, it's an old superstition. If people are walking side by side and holding hands, but they end up separated, they say bread and butter. And so this is a superstition that if they want to stay, they want to stay friends or they want to stay in good standing with each other. If they say bread and butter, that'll make sure that they don't have a fight soon.
Ah.
So if they don't say that, then they might quarrel.
Yeah, I can see why that one fizzled out.
Yeah. I'll have 100 burgers, says Gavin. Yeah. Well, yeah, now we're at the 3-cent burger. Yeah, so you go to the 60s, you get a 30-cent burger, Gavin. But if you go to the 30s, your
Well,
burger is a nickel
these are still
at
weenies.
the most.
These are
Yeah, they're
weenies,
weenies.
so
They're
maybe the
weenies. So,
burgers are a little bit more.
yeah, I'm thinking the burgers are probably a whole quarter, a nickel, a whole nickel. You'll need a whole nickel for a
Five
burger.
cents. Yeah,
Yeah,
Lucy
5
would be
cents.
fine with that.
Yeah.
Nickels, nickels,
31 cents
nickels.
a day. Oh, man, I wish I remembered where all my videos are, because I like that. No, see, I lose you when I look for stuff.
That beautiful, beautiful sound. Nickels, nickels, nickels.
But autumn is coming. That means we get to have the Halloween special, the Great Pumpkin. We get to
Oh,
have
that's right.
Thanksgiving and then Christmas.
Oh, should I do more peanuts this year? I never reviewed the, Great Pumpkin or
That would be fun.
the Thanksgiving special. That could be.
Yeah,
I'll think
Thanksgiving
about
at
it.
Peppermint Patty's. But
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
takes them because they're in the back of like a station wagon on the way there.
Mhm. Yeah, 'cause they like eat candy because that's all the candy and
Yeah, they
marshmallows or
had
whatever.
popcorn.
Snoopy popcorn, that's it. And they get invited to a real Thanksgiving. That's cute. Anyway, I learned what bread and butter was, and that was way more exciting for the episode for me. That was my favorite part. Then there's a lady yelling for Davy to come home or she's gonna smack him. It's like if you're threatening violence, that would give me a
Yeah.
reason to not come home. Then this man also scolds him for not paying attention because he runs into him. And he does it's fine that he does it this first time, but he does it the second time, he does it the third time. He just
Hmm.
keeps going.
I guess they're just really wanting to make sure the audience knows he's going back to the same point in time.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But I mean, I can understand it's the same point in time if
It's
you
heavy
change
handed,
things a
yeah.
little bit. But I guess maybe because you're coming back in time, you can't actually change anything because the past is immutable, and
Oh,
therefore you must experience the same thing every single time. And so this is not time travel. This is transference into another dimension in which he is in his childhood.
Yeah, but it takes them a
I-
while to learn the lesson, though.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, you know why that is. We're an
The
hour-long episode.
hour-long season, yes.
Yep. I wonder how this would have played as a 20-minute episode. I might
I
have
think he
loved
would have
it.
gone there once.
Yeah, it would have been way better. Twice at the most, just to have one parallel. And so the kids are teasing this vendor who has watermelons. And then see, okay, so you can't really tell here that it's a fake missing tooth, but there is one scene where you can see the light bouncing off of the fake tooth. This is not that scene.
You were really looking for it, huh?
Mhm. Yeah, it was bothering me because this episode is dealing with kids, and I'm a mother, and this kid is way too old to be having a missing tooth. And if he has a missing tooth at this age, then he's gonna miss his tooth his whole life.
Why did
So-
they do that then?
I don't know. Just for aesthetics.
We're gonna make you look younger than you are. Come here.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Maybe they were going for 8 instead of 10. It's possible. Which is, yeah, it is possible. I guess it's possible to still be missing a tooth, but it's kind of, it's unusual. But I guess
Everybody
I'm not a
has-
dentist. If there are any dentists in the chat or her who
Everybody has-
listen to us,
Arrested Development.
yeah, listen to it on the replay. Let me know if this is possible. If it's possible for him to grow his adult tooth at the age of 10. And so then, yeah, so all of these kids, he realizes these are exactly his friends from when he was a kid. And now he recognizes all of these people from his youth, except shouldn't they be his own age? They should be his age, but they're not. They're kids as he remembers them. And so he runs, he chases after them, and he drops his watch and it disappears. The watch disappears off frame, so we don't know that they picked it up because we don't see anybody pick it up, but we realize retrospectively that it's been picked up. And so the stare off with Hermie happens 3 times this episode.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes back home to his wife, his very understanding wife, patient saint-like wife. And oh, I forgot to mention this kid with the pretend missing tooth, Jerry Davis, as you mentioned before, who he didn't act after he grew up. He was just a child star, and he did Rawhide, My Three Sons, Ironside, Land of the Giants must have been fun, and the Mod Squad. And hello to Kevin, Theme Park Adventures. Great to see you. And Horace tells Laura about seeing his childhood friends as children. And she said, well, but they couldn't have been.
No.
They couldn't have been children. They had to be your age. I think you're catching a cold or something.
Yeah.
She just
Because
thinks
that happens when you get a cold, a hallucination.
yeah, it does. Hallucination, delirium does happen. But she's being reasonable and supportive. I think she's a really sympathetic character. I also would have trouble believing that somebody just met their childhood friends as children.
Oh, yeah.
Are you sure those weren't the children of your friends?
But that's more of like dropping acid or something. little more
Are you
serious
sure?
than a
Yeah.
cold.
Were you, did you let somebody slip you a drink? Um, um, so her attitude makes a lot of sense to me here.
This should
in
be
this one
another
scene.
Twilight Zone where they bring in a psychiatrist.
That's what she tries that. She does eventually say, please go to the doctor.
But it didn't actually happen.
No.
Should have brought one in.
Yeah, I was thinking that might happen at some point that she did because they make house calls during this time period. But it just disturbs me the way that he treats her as if, because it makes sense to me. Some people think that she's his sister because that's how he treats her this entire episode, as a sister. He never once treats her as a wife. I never she kisses him on the mouth once or twice, but he never initiates it. He never shows affection for her.
How did this happen?
Yeah. And I mean, because as I've said before, Leonard, his coworker, treats her with more care and affection than he does, and she cares for him, obviously. And but I mean, that's in sickness or in health. She is realizing that her husband is sick, and yeah, yeah. Horace is still insisting on what he saw, and since she's still being nice, she's supporting him, but also doesn't believe him. But then, of course, we see that that this kid gives this watch. So this is the point where the little boy with the fake missing tooth gives the watch back. And if Laura were maybe a detective or something, or if she knew she was in Twilight Zone episode, she would know here that maybe her husband was right, but she's neither of those things. So it still kind of makes sense that she's just confused by this. It's actually a pretty confusing character trait. I keep hoping to see proof that this is a real tooth. I think the proof here is how you can see that the real tooth is resting on his lips. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Oh God, I'm paying way too much. I mean, way too much attention to the fake. I
Yeah.
guarantee it's a fake tooth. Okay, so we got Leonard, and he's still trying to help Horace realize that he should be working. It's the same. No, this episode it drives me crazy because we'd already had this scene earlier where
Yeah,
Leonard
I
is
know.
like, "Hey, why aren't you working?" The beginning of the episode is, "Hey, why aren't you working?" Now we're in the
You've
middle of the
made the
episode.
point.
How? Hey, why aren't you working? And
Yeah, if it was a half-hour episode, the first meeting with the boss would have been like you know, here's your last chance meeting. And the way he behaved, the boss by the end of that would have said, okay,
Mhm.
I got to let you go then. And he would have gotten fired there, it wouldn't have
Yeah,
dragged out as much.
yeah. But since it does drag out, we get to learn about some ancient old rituals that children used to play. In this particular sense, he says, kids didn't used to wear knickers. You remember those knickers that would slip or something like that?
Oh,
And
they did wear knickers,
yeah, they
but
used to wear
not
knickers,
anymore.
but they don't wear knickers anymore. Yeah,
But I don't know.
but they
Did
all,
they back then in the third? I don't know.
he says
Because
they
were the
did.
kids in his flashbacks wearing them?
Oh, good point. I do not know. I don't even were they?
Okay, let me see.
Uh, do they look like they're wearing knickers?
Yeah, we got to be careful with that word. Let's see.
Uh,
I'm looking it up. I'm trying to find out.
you know what? We don't see their nope. I can't tell. I don't know. And we're just
Now,
gonna forget
ladies
about it.
still wear knickers in the UK though.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
It's a different word here, Gavin.
I'm doing well, Kevin. I hope you're doing okay too. But also he mentions a game called Ringalevio. Ringalevio. And
Late
I
19th century.
okay.
It was 1860s to 1880s.
Mhm.
So yeah.
So
And
maybe
then
not.
no, wait a minute. That was one, and then the peak. No, then the peak was the 1910s to 1920s. So yeah, it may have held over a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. If it was popular in the 20s, it might
Oh
have
no, the
just
decline was from the 30s to the 40s. So yeah, that's when it would have been declining. So I guess he's about on there because he
yeah.
witnessed the decline of the knickers.
He was one of the last people to wear the last kids to wear
Yeah,
knickers.
and that's why they made fun of him.
Yeah. Okay, so then yeah, just like I was one of the last kids to play outside.
Oh, it happened. Well, something similar to me. My mother used to dress me in 70s pants in the 80s. And so, well, I was actually from the
If
70s, born in the 70s, but, halfway through. So,
if she
but
would have
she
waited till
still,
the
I was wearing
90s,
like plaid pants and it's like, and other kids were wearing jeans and it's
but in
like
the
a
90s,
lamb to the slaughter.
if only you weren't in the 90s because 70s style came back in the 90s, so you would have done a lot
I
better
don't
then.
think those did.
No, maybe not precisely those, but there were 70s like bell-bottom jeans that came back in the 90s.
No, I didn't have those. It was plaid and some corduroy.
Oh, yeah, plaid. Oh my goodness. Okay,
Plaid
so
pants, man.
if you subscribe to the Wayfarer Project, he will show you pictures of him as a child dressed in
Oh,
plaid.
I usually don't do that.
I'm kidding. I don't know. Okay,
Gavin
so
Unit warned me.
yeah, he did. Okay, so anyway, he's talking about Ringalevio.
Who?
And I was like, what the heck is Ringalevio? And obviously, I could understand from context it was a children's game, but apparently it originated in New York City itself and
Uh,
it went back to the 1800s. And so it's like I had to look up what this is. It also appeared in Canada as a game called Relivio, which is also why I wanted Scotty here to ask him if he ever played Relivio. Probably not. um, or his parents.
Relivio. Yes, it's Mario's other cousin.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I still don't know what this game is. It says it's okay. I just copied down what it is, so I'm reading this for the first time. There are two sides. Each side has the same number of players with no time limit, intermissions, and most notably, it seems very pointed on this. You have to say no weapons are allowed. It's a children's
Okay.
game.
Oh, it's New York.
Right? Yeah, that's what I was thinking also. You have to specify no weapons when you're in New York.
Uh,
Um, okay, so if you're on one side of the team, you're either hunters or prey. So, wow. And then there's one area, instead of calling it home base or safe, they call it jail. So jail is a specific area. Um, and there's boundaries for how far you can go away from the jail, which makes sense because that's always the problem with hide and seek. You don't know how far people are going with that.
I forget what it's called, but it sounds like a game where, you basically capture members of the other team when you find them. It's like a hide and seek, but team version.
It's like, yeah, it seems like a
And there is kind of like a jail area where you have to sit and stuff, and then someone has to protect you there because if somebody from your team finds you there, they can free you or something.
oh, really? I don't know about the freeing part. That's interesting. That's actually pretty cool.
Well, otherwise,
But
what's the point?
it seems to be a mix of hide and seek and tag,
But no weapons.
basically, I guess. But with no, that was my favorite part. The Wikipedia page specifically says no weapons.
One kid showed up with a morning star,
Yeah.
a halberd.
The
Ugh.
retro kids didn't know the real suffering of having to wear rayon and polyester,
Mm,
says
uh,
Norabubis. And Gavin says, we used to call that game sardines. Oh, Gavin knows that game. Cool.
I don't know. It's not that game you play when you're adolescent and you're starting to play with girls again.
Yeah, I don't know. I had to sneeze though.
How many can
Actually,
we fit
saying I
in
have
this
to sneeze
closet?
stopped it. Well, that's a New York game that I have heard of people. How many people can fit in the phone booth?
Yeah. How many
Sardines. Om
clowns
nom
can you
nom
fit
nom
in this
nom.
car?
Mm. Oh,
Are you
there it is.
calling me a clown?
More Horace says, "You remember when we used to wear knickers, where with the buckles and all? They're all the time slipping down. So he was wearing these. Kids never wear knickers anymore. I'm telling you, never." I can't read this.
Yeah, I'm still thinking the UK
Mhm.
because that means ladies' underwear.
Yeah, I got you. I got it. Well, yeah, I made that reference one time where I said you have to at least wear pants, but I was with the
Yeah,
people I
that's
was
another
talking to
one.
were all UK people, and they were
Mm-hmm.
like, "Okay, yeah, well, at least wear underwear." Like they didn't say underwear, but that's the word. That's what their word pants means. And I
Yeah, yeah,
forgot.
yeah. So yeah, we're different on pants and knickers.
Hmm.
At least trousers means the same in both the
Yep.
lands.
So then we also get a mention of the Mickey Mouse watch. Gee, I haven't thought of that in 20 years. Hey, you remember when you had a Mickey Mouse watch? And this is where Leonard is getting bored and he says, I got a lot of work to do. I just wanted to say hi. I'm gonna get out of here now because this is insane. You need to get to work on that robot or you're gonna get fired. Um, so
Mm,
you Americans with your funny words.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's when the panel was like, "We came up with the language first," and I was like, "Oh, brother. Okay, here we go."
Hmm.
And then we got Judson. We've got the boss coming in to confront Horace over his behavior, saying that he's been behaving badly. I
Yes.
did like
Oh,
how Leonard was like, I've got something to show you, boss." He was trying to distract him to keep him from confronting
hmm.
Judson, which was really nice of him, but of course it doesn't work. Oh, we're not there yet. We're not there yet at all. We just my favorite scene in the entire episode, which is this photo of it kind of looks like the robot B9 from Lost in Space, but with Judson's head.
How did this guy work there for 15 years?
Yeah, I thought he was working, and oh, finally he's doing some work. Um, and Judson was just saying, "Hey, can you just totally please stop yelling at my secretary?" Um, that's basically what this entire scene was, and that drawing. And then Horace goes home, and um, and his mom still suspects something bad happened. So she says, "Did somebody jump from the building?"
Not yet,
No, not yet.
but it is the Twilight Zone. It can happen.
Well, what's kind of heartbreaking here for poor Laura, she tries to make a date with her husband. Like she wants to go with him to the movies or something.
Ugh,
But
that would be
but he
fun.
wants yeah, but he wants to go. Well, I'm hoping to go to the movies this weekend for that Coyote movie.
Huh.
Anyway,
No, I mean, I'm talking about him. Going
yeah,
to the
he
movies
needs
with
something
him,
like
he
that.
must be really fun. Especially in the
Yeah,
mood he's in now.
look at that. She's throwing on all the charm she can, and he's just like, I got to get back to my old neighborhood. Um, so yeah, so he rejects her somehow. I can't understand. And his mom overcooks the dinner again.
Although that picture where her head's up against his chest, you could
Yeah.
see in her eyes there, she has this look on her face like she's, no, just there. Look at the look on her face. Even
Mhm.
though in this scene she should be really, really worried, you just can look at the eyes. It's almost like she's having fun doing this. Like
Oh,
she's
yeah, I'm
having
sure she
fun
is.
acting.
Mhm. I suppose you're right, but I think she's also trying to be positive because there's
Mm-hmm.
just so much wrong happening that she's trying to inject some kindness into his life that he's ignoring completely.
Well, maybe, but look at those eyes. She knows.
Whether Greg is here, hello, and he's got beers for everybody, for me and you and Oiler Greg, and one extra one.
Virtual
Cheers!
beers.
Yeah, virtual beers. Cheers to you. And then Horace continues talking about his childhood again. Instead of saying, "Of course I'll go on a date with you, my lovely wife." Um, it's the truth. What about that time Harvey Bender got his arm caught on the fire hydrant? He's basically telling his mom that his mom loves disasters. Like she's a rubbernecker, basically. We all think they're gonna have to bust it to get loose. You never budged out of the front row. If that wasn't the nuttiest thing, the hottest day of the summer, and he thinks to clog up the fire hydrant. What do you
To
mean you don't
clog up
remember Harvey Bender? I don't know what that means either.
Harvey Bender.
I don't understand half the dialogue Horace says in this
Well,
episode.
I think they used to like open up fire hydrants. Well, that even lasted beyond the 60s.
Oh,
Supposedly, city folk did that when they were desperately hot. They would open up fire hydrants, and the kids
mm.
would, jump around in the water. But of course, you're not supposed to do that.
No, that's not good for the city.
Yep.
And they're playing Emmy, and I don't know what that means either. Like, there's all these words.
Yeah, I
I
don't
got
know
this
that.
big fat purry. What the hell does that mean?
I think Gavin could tell you.
What does that mean? I don't know what it means. No, there's a certain amount of research I do in this episode, and I didn't get around to the point of actually translating Horace's dialogue. I'm cleaning up,
Uh,
and all of a sudden, this nut says, "Let's open up the fire hydrant." And that was the nuttiest kid, I swear. His favorite thing was Shakespeare, sock in the ear. And then he does this to his wife as if this is what she wants, and she's not. No, she does not like it. So I mean not Gavin, Euler Greg says Twilight Zone had a lot of wistful for childhood episodes. Maybe the writers were trying to work out some issues. That's possible. That's possible. And I do like some of them. I did like Kick the Can.
yeah. No, that
Um,
one was good.
which oh goodness
Big
gracious.
Fat
Sorry
Purry
about
is not a recorded historical slang term.
Yeah,
uh,
okay. I don't know what that means either. And I
mm,
guess we'll never know.
is very likely a case of garbled phrase.
Yeah,
An
probably.
autocorrect error.
Yeah.
They didn't have
that's-
autocorrect in the 30s.
Well, I guess maybe what it is somebody has to translate what the heck Horace was saying during the episode and put it on the internet in the transcript. So when I found a transcript on the internet, it may not be precisely what Horace was saying because what he was saying was mostly nonsense. And so translating nonsense into real words, I guess I would need the filming script to know exactly what Horace was saying. But anyway, that is so we're just gonna have to live with whatever we know. We don't want that. Okay, let me go through because I wanna have all my videos. And
You're
It's
going to go through all your videos.
yeah. Yeah, because there was one I wanted in particular that I'm not finding.
Oh.
Oh,
Given
but
the
this
context of this episode, a big fat prairie means a large, high quality, or prized marble. Oh, from playing the game marbles.
Oh, you're right. Okay, wow. I didn't think you'd find it, but you did. Amazing.
Well, it needed the context and that it was able to look at it.
Mhm.
From the game marbles, a big prized marble could be called a prairie.
Interesting. Yeah,
Curry.
I didn't get the chance to search that. Thank you.
Well, AI can be it.
Yeah,
You never know.
sometimes. Sorry. All right, one more. How come I can't find this? I was looking for this particular thing because I wanted this. But for some reason, it's not popping up. Oh, there it is. This is what I wanted. This is from Kick the Can. In terms of having wistful childhood episodes.
Yeah,
My favorites.
I remember that one. That was good.
Hmm. Also, let's see. There's one more that I wanted to play because we just talked about Grace Lee Whitney and she has a good line. Yeah, this is a good line that plays into this episode, actually.
Children who never age. Eternal childhood filled with play. No responsibilities. It's almost like a dream.
Mm.
I think that one line explains this whole episode better than this episode does. It's the
Yeah,
rabbit.
but actually, one of the main points of the episode was also what the childhood really was, not looking back on it with a filter.
Right. That's true too. For sure. Agreed. And so Horace is still insisting that the kids that he saw were his actual childhood friends as children, and she's saying no, that's not possible. He was 10 years old when you were 10, so now he's as old as you are. And so he's this makes him angry. And I'm not exaggerating either. He watched this episode. He is incensed quite often. And his mom wonders if he has a fever, but Laura's beyond that. She asked that already. Now she wants that psychiatrist you were asking for earlier. But she's convinced there's something wrong with him in that sense. And we finally get to our second visit to the Randolph Street. Oh, wait, there he is. Yeah. He's having fun talking about what he remembers. Oh, there it is. There's where I got my thumbnail. Foul and bad-tempered to boot. Yeah, right? It's not even like a fun childish acting. It's just like uh
Yeah.
very it's like I get how what he's doing is a transcript of what like a transplant of how a kid might act, but when you put it as a man for this particular instance, it makes the whole thing even scarier. It comes off more as scary than charming. I don't know what they were going for exactly.
Well, I know what the point of the episode is by the end,
Mhm.
but
Yes, true. So we go
I
through
guess,
the same
yeah.
thing. This is where both of us, fell asleep, even though
Yeah.
we didn't know either of us fell asleep during this part of the episode where we went through the weenies again and the watermelons
No,
and the
Liza
lady
woke me up
yelling.
after the first snore, so I was able to get back
I
to it. But
I think I fell asleep for an hour and a half.
oh wow,
then then I had to start it over from this point. Mm. And
deja vu.
exactly. And then we get oh yeah, bread and butter happens again with the little couple. They're a really cute couple, but yeah, bread and butter
Buddy, you're
and
very
and the kids steal some apples, and Hermie runs off. Oh, there was one thing. There was one thing I need to go back. A lettuce is 5 cents a head. Apples are I can't see. I think it's like for a bunch of apples you get it for 9 cents, but I think for just one apple is cheaper. But I can't see. I think it's 3 cents for just one apple.
3 cents for a weenie, 5 cents for lettuce.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't get a picture of it here, but here's one photo of one of the movie posters from this time period,
Hmm.
and it is O'Shaughnessy's Boy from 1935, because this is set in 1935. So it's
Mm-hmm.
about a one-armed circus animal tamer who regains his son and the confidence he lost along with his wife.
I guess he lost that arm
He lost an arm,
to
he lost a
an
wife.
untamed animal that he was
Who
working
might have
on.
been his wife? I don't know. The circus animal chamber. Never mind.
Yeah, I was gonna go with the circus animal that he's trying to tame as opposed to his wife.
I don't know. I said it as a joke, but it ended up working. I guess.
Well, it was the
Um,
30s. Maybe back then wives bit arms off. I don't know.
I don't know either. There was apparently also the toy wife poster, but I couldn't find it. But
Oh,
somebody says
okay.
that it's in this episode somewhere. But
She's a
it,
robot.
it's a movie from 1938, so and it's set in 1935, so it's out of time.
Hmm.
I wish I would have got a screenshot of it.
Off by 3 years.
Only the holy hand grenade can defeat the rabbit.
Don't
Okay.
worry, Jill. You have seen
Alright.
Monty Python and the Holy Grail, right?
I do know about that. I
You
do know
know
about the
about it.
killer rabbit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
My problem with Monty Python is I need transcript. I need subtitles. I'm sorry. I apologies to everybody. So this time, the only difference this time, everything's the same. He drops his watch, the kids take it, and the only difference is that he follows the children for longer, so we get to see them steal the apples, and we get to see them in the alleyway or wherever this is. They're upset that they weren't invited to a birthday party, but it isn't revealed in this loop whose birthday party it is. Hermie says that that person's supposed to be his
Serving that
best
up for
friend.
the third one.
Yeah, they're saving it for the third one. So just hold on, we'll get there quick. And the kids are talking about mobilize. We're gonna mobilize them. Marbleize. Is it marbleize or mobilize? I'm not sure exactly what they're saying.
I would say
No,
Marbleize the big furry. No, furry.
yeah. Anyway, they're mad they weren't invited to the party. And Horace gets back home and he says, I'm part of this pattern. And he explains the pattern to Laura. And Laura's like, okay, now we really need a doctor. This is getting out of hand. But all the while, she is still being patient and kind to him.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, she's listening. And
Yeah.
now for sure. Yeah.
She was really understanding, like, we'll look for a new job on Monday, But that was
Well, he hasn't been
before.
fired yet. He hasn't been fired yet.
I'm anticipating.
You're anticipating the firing. Yeah. No, right now she's just
taking a while to get there.
he's mentally disturbed and she still won't believe him. So he has another tantrum, 3 tantrums. We're on the 3rd tantrum. He goes to the bedroom door and he like, who closes the bedroom door on this lady? Oh my God. I can't. I just don't
Yeah, it
understand.
wasn't
Especially
one of
him.
those. Yeah, it wasn't one of those kind of fights.
No. So the kid comes back again with the watch. I think I understand her mostly, how she doesn't believe him, except for this kid who keeps showing up with the watch. Does she have 2 watches now? Or is this the same watch? Or I'm
Is it a
not
Mickey
sure.
Mouse watch?
Not yet. We haven't got to the Mickey Mouse watch yet. I'm confused about the watch. But she still can't believe her husband, although she's thinking about it. She's like, "What's going on? I'm so confused." I'm just trying to put together a birthday party. I don't understand all this other stuff that's happening. And Laura, so she doesn't understand what's happening. So she goes to Leonard for help. And like I said, he shows her more affection and care than Horace does. And he even kisses her on the cheek. I have not even seen Horace do that. Jill likes the subtitles about the lovely moose. Yes. Yeah.
The moose.
Yeah. I have to have subtitles. I'll try it again. I'll try it again soon. I've seen The Life of Brian. I've seen some Monty Python. But I'm not an expert. Apparently, yeah, there's another Twilight Zone podcast called The Twilight Zone, which is very, very good. I don't listen to it all the time, but sometimes I'll listen to it. And you know how my show does Star Trek? I'll tell you, all Star Trek actors, they will do the Twilight Zone podcast. Did all the Monty? No, they didn't do Monty Python. They did MST3K actors. Never mind, but it's the one reminded me of the other.
We've been known to reenact some Monty Python on the Wayfarer Project. We do that now and then.
Nice. So anyway, he's teasing her, saying, "Shouldn't you be baking a cake?" No, it turns out that the mother buys a store-bought cake later on, but we're not worried about that.
Shouldn't you be baking?
He doesn't say it like that, but it's like, yeah, he does tease her about the cake.
Yeah.
He teases her about her domestic duties, I guess. But she's explaining that his obsession has become worse because Leonard's like, oh, he's always been obsessed with his childhood, but apparently it's gotten worse. So this is the only point where we get an idea.
Okay, yeah. So he wasn't this bad before.
Yeah, in canon, in the episode, this is the only time it's mentioned that what he's doing now is worse than he had been. But it's just one scene is all we get, and so you really got to be paying
it could only be one scene, but it was kind of slipped in here. It was something that you would think she'd be mentioning earlier on to him, or
I would be
the mother.
I would be.
or somebody.
Yeah. She would be saying, "You've changed. You're different. Why are you like this? What's going on? You're obsessed with things. You used to care about me. Now you only care about fire hydrants." Anyway, she's about to cry. And she even mentions Horace is saying his friends are all the age of children. So
Fire hydrants where the eyes light up.
I didn't expect what I said to be that funny. I'm so sorry.
No, there's something strangely absurd about it, but
No, I was just, oh my goodness. Okay. So but anyway, all she wants, the reason why she's meeting with Leonard is she wants Leonard to tell Horace to go see a doctor because Horace won't listen to her. And he agrees, but it's also bad timing because it's his birthday. And you don't
yeah,
want to make
well,
him mad on his birthday.
plus Horace has never listened to Leonard.
Yeah. Well, but these are the few people in Horace's life
Yeah,
who
she's
have the
desperate.
patience to care about him.
Yeah.
Yeah. They care about him, they're patient with him. There are three people who are patient and care about Horace, and that's his wife, his friend, his coworker here, and the boss. I don't know anybody else who puts a well, I guess his mom also. That's four people. Sorry. So she says how much she loves him, but sometimes I don't know what to say to him. And so she's calling for help. So this is kind of a depressing idea. But Mad G is here. Hello, Mad G
Hey.
on Rumble. Good to see you. So Jill likes the subtitles. Yeah. Yeah, I do. I love the subtitles. Those are my favorite.
She watches Monty Python for the subtitles.
Anything. No, any show or TV. I will read any show or TV. It's great. I know some people think it detracts from the actual visuals on the screen, but not for me. I can do both. And so anyway, he sneaks her out. Not that Horace would have been distracted by seeing his wife because he is already in La La Land. And Leonard says, "Oh, you know what? That was a great idea, naming that kangaroo toy Hop Hop. That was your idea, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, I did that last week." He's just trying to bring up his spirits. But Horace is distracted before the boss shows up. He's like, "Hey, you remember that rhyme, that nursery rhyme? Step on a crack, you'll break your mother's back." And he's trying to remember the rest. And so the rest of it is, I found the whole thing.
Boy.
Step on a crack, you'll break your mother's back. Step on a line, you'll break your father's spine. Step in a ditch, your mother's nose will itch.
I was thinking, what are they going to rhyme with ditch? Your mother's.
Oh, I get it now. Step in the dirt. You'll tear your father's shirt.
Skirt.
I've never heard these other lines. I've never heard past break your mother's back ever in my life.
No wonder the
Didn't-
nursery rhyme fell through.
I didn't know
It
that
didn't
anymore.
have staying power.
Yeah, but I didn't know they included the father. Like when I was a kid, I heard about, step on a crack, you break your mother's back. Like that's the
I
only
never
thing
heard that.
that carried forth into the future. Yeah, no, in the 90s I heard it.
Skipped over me somehow. I was wearing plaid, so I didn't know.
Plaid. So Leonard tries Yeah. He tries to get Horace to tell him more about Randolph Street. But Horace refuses because he just thinks Leonard will think he's crazy. So, no, I'm not going to tell you that because you'll think I'm crazy. I just want to know about this rhyme, this nursery rhyme. Remember this rhyme? And then we get the boss who gets Leonard to leave. Leonard tries to distract him, but it doesn't work. And he asks about the unfinished robot. Horace hasn't finished it. And Horace becomes quickly defensive and starts to increase the volume of his voice in an already demented sort of way. So he's really, really demented here. Judson offers that Leonard can finish it since he needs to be in production already. He doesn't need to be in production, but he needs the robot to be in production.
Oh yeah.
And Horace, basically earlier in the episode, Horace is like, he's got 6 months. Why is he worried about Christmas now? But of course, you need time for marketing. You need to build the thing. You need to make sure to figure out who the market is, who you're selling this to, which kids are going to be most likely to buy this. So that's why he should have this finished, but he doesn't understand that. And it definitely sounds like he's in the logic of his logic centers are that of a small child at this point because he can't understand how to be what he's been for 15 years. He's been an expert toy designer for 15 years, but suddenly he's no longer able to do his job. And Judson explains that his behavior has deteriorated. So this is the second time. So we do get 2 times. This is the second time we get a hint that he was not so bad before. And not only that, his bosses realize that he's headed for a nervous breakdown. And so it's clear to Judson, who's really only concerned for Horace's health. He sees a disturbing change in his behavior.
You know, it would be good for you. Fired.
Well, but that's not where he actually tries to give him a chance.
Yeah.
And this entire scene was really good for me because it went to prove, like, this is way late in the episode, to finally prove that Horace isn't the man that was originally hired, nor is he the man that Laura originally married.
Right.
And so I can finally see that here. And his boss is extremely gracious. He tries so hard for Horace here. He says he tries to offer him, hey, go see a doctor, go take a break, and see a psychiatrist. But Horace gets angry and yells at him. I don't know who you think you are talking to me like that. And Judson, he just looks so helpless trying to rein in Horace. Retrain Horace. He's great at his job, but you can't handle him being like this anymore. And he tries again, but Horace just yells because Horace doesn't have any inside voice in this episode. If you notice, he yells a lot. There's nothing wrong with me. And his boss says this is where it is kind of sad. It's just like his boss just wants to help get him to seek some help. But since Horace refuses any sort of help, Judson finally tells him that under these circumstances, he can no longer work there. And so then he's like, all right, then I can't work here anymore. And I'm sorry. That's just the way it is kind of delivered. And he also yells at him to leave the office. This is this is where the episode is so depressing. And I'm shocked that even after Horace yells at him to leave, even after Horace tells him, all right, I accept that I'm fired. And Judson says, I'm sorry, Horace. I wish you'd think about it. And that's the clue that if Horace did think about it, he might be able to get his job back because Judson does see the value in Horace's work. So basically, Judson is the boss of the year. He's just a super kind, nice, but But he was forced to fire him, basically.
Yeah.
There was no choice. No choice in the matter whatsoever. And speaking of sad and depressing, look at this. Poor Dilbert. Oh, sorry. That was from the Twilight Zone podcast. They said that he looks like Dilbert, and I can't stop thinking about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I see the chat here, and Tim is here. Hello to FKHC 2005, but he's got bad news. Very, very
Uh-oh.
bad news. Dolly
Oh.
Parton has died, and that is terrible, terrible news. Very sorry. Very sorry to everybody, to her family and friends and fans. And of course, the Science Fiction Channel. Most recently, I cared about Dolly Parton as she's played a big part in the Orville. I don't know if you watched the Orville.
No, but
Yeah.
it's really sad. Fortunately, that's what's
I did.
happening these days. I'm at that age now where it's like what I remember my parents going through.
Mhm. Yeah, where your
Who
friends are
died this
dying.
week?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, that's sad. Country music legend, and in the
She
80s,
was
she was
she was
on
80
everything.
she's 80 she was 80 years old.
Mm.
And well, yeah. And one of the female Mocklins on the Orville used her as inspiration, and they really enjoyed her songs and everything, calling her a great warrior for her 9 to 5 song.
Mm.
It was fun. And then eventually she does show up on the show, which is even better. She is
Mm.
in the holodeck. What they don't call it the holodeck on the Orville, they call it the environmental simulator.
Mm.
Mm. And I'm sure people are going to do way better tributes than I can do right now in the middle
Yeah.
of a Twilight Zone review.
Yeah,
But
especially with me, I don't have a lot to say, but it is really sad.
absolutely, it's a loss for the world.
I know Colin, uh, Archer Colin, who streams with me, will be upset.
Mhm.
He references her a lot.
Oh, he does. Archer Collin.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm. Mm. Mhm.
Yeah, and that's today. Yeah, it's breaking. And it's always difficult. It's always difficult to learn when somebody's left the earth.
Yeah.
And incredibly iconic. This is not the last you'll hear of it. There's going to be a lot of people talking about this. Queen of Country.
Let's see.
And hello to Mage Grey Wolf. Yeah, and Stormy Poopa says hello to you too. That's always a difficult thing in the middle of a review of a different TV show.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
But the show must go on. We've got to figure out what happens with Horace. And yeah, he doesn't look too happy. He's been fired. But there's his cake. The cake includes, it seems to include the design of the robot that hasn't been made yet. And so probably some of the other toys that he's created. And they're gonna have cake and potato chips. And so they're getting the party ready. And he comes home late because he stopped by the drugstore for I got fired cheeseburger at the drugstore. And I guess it's better than going to the bar and getting wasted. Just going to get a cheeseburger. He announces that he's been fired. And his mother just goes into immediate panic mode. And it wasn't about him. Like, she's not like, I'm sorry you lost your job and everything. She makes it all about her. Like, what am I going to do? How am I
Yeah.
going to
Well, she
survive?
starts off in
What about
defense of
me?
him, saying,
That's
after
true.
all those years and how much good work you've done for them, I mean, there's got to be something you could. Then she's like, yeah, it's like, man, what's going to happen to me?
Hey, you're right. You're right. I let that part override my memory of the fact that, yeah, she did defend him at first.
Yeah. But then, yeah, she does worry about her. But,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess anyone would, really. I mean, this guy is the breadwinner and he ain't in great shape right now.
Yeah. And especially someone who is stuck in his childhood, having to, when as he's working, taking care of other adults, as someone who no longer feels like an adult. I guess that's got to be kind of tough.
Mm-hmm.
But she goes into guilt trip mode at the end, and slinks off to her room. What did I do wrong ever in my whole life?
Yeah. That was
And
a
she
weird
leaves.
line at the end.
Yeah, it was. She's really sad, but it's believable. Like, this is a scene that I could see happening in reality.
Yeah, I guess. Welcome to life, lady.
Yeah. So Laura tries to comfort him and says, "You know what? We can find another job. Don't worry about this job. Yeah, you were at it for 15 years, but you were stagnant there. You're going to find a better job now." And so she's doing her best to support him
Eh,
because he's the one who has to support them.
mm-hmm.
And so she is a pretty good wife.
Yeah, just
And
relax for the next few days, and Monday we'll start looking.
exactly, exactly. You've been waiting for this firing. He's been fired. So, and he contrasts these responsibilities he has over three people's lives that he's in charge of, including his own. He contrasts that with the kids that he's been running into in his old neighborhood, where their only responsibility is being disturbed that they were not invited to a birthday party.
Hmm.
That was the biggest problem in their whole life. And yeah, so that seems like a great problem compared to his.
Mm-hmm.
But he leaves, and she rushes to the phone book because it's time to call a doctor. But then the doorbell rings and everybody's there for the party. And of course, he's not there because he went back to his old neighborhood. And yeah, so it starts off the same way as before. This is the third time, bread and butter.
Hmm.
One more time. We've got get your butt in here. I'm gonna spank your ass, but she didn't say it like that. But anyway, I'm just deteriorating at this point because now I'm
She's
partially
talking to
really
him.
sad. Yeah, basically. Then he's disturbed again by that guy who he runs into. Then he sees the other kids, and he goes to the alleyway again, and he realizes that they were complaining about him. It was his party, and he realizes that he's the boy whose party they weren't invited to.
Mm-hmm.
And so Hermie and the gang decide to beat him up. He tries to apologize. He tries to explain, but we never get his actual explanation. And suddenly, he appears as a child, as he did when he was 10.
Yeah.
But at first they don't see him, and as soon as they do, they beat him up. And so
Yeah,
the
and he
birthday
does have
party.
that look. The actor did, Kringle, Hingle, or whatever his name is. He did
Oh,
act well.
Hingle.
Yeah, he did act
Yes.
in a way that really, that does look like this kid. His facial expressions looks like this kid's facial expressions. Not the one on screen, but him as a younger
Yeah, yeah.
version.
You're right.
You're right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
how
you can
his
definitely see
mouth
it.
is shaped and everything.
Mhm.
He did a good
Yeah, they did
job
a
of.
great job. Yeah, I agree completely. Casting was well done here in terms of the kid and the adult. And he says, I forget the precise line, but he does speak to them and he doesn't get a chance to explain. He just gets pummeled. Yeah. And yeah, so I don't know how good your friends are if they just beat you up for not inviting them to a party. So so this is the reality of what his childhood was actually like compared to the rose-colored glasses that he's had the whole episode, that he's
Yeah.
been saying this has been the greatest I've had the greatest childhood ever, but it turns out it wasn't that great.
Well, you had bad moments. That's the thing. It's like,
Mhm.
and I guess the wife puts it the best because she kind of says, well, kind of same thing with me. I look back on things and it's like we remember the things that were good, but we erase the things that were bad. And that is something that's true. It does happen. Of course, we have our traumas that we still remember,
Yeah.
or some really bad moments, but a lot of the day to day bad stuff gets filtered out and we just remember the good parts. And not all of us take it too far like him, where he's like obsessed with the past. Who knows how that happened? But yeah, but it was
Mm.
really a moment. It's not like he necessarily grew up as an abused child or anything like that. But, you know, I mean, it has a good lesson there just to say it's almost like the Billy Joel lyrics. The good old days weren't always good, and tomorrow isn't as bad as it seems.
Oh, that's a great line. Hey,
Or I think it's
that's
ain't
why we
the
have the
same.
Wayfarer Project here for the poetry.
Well, Billy Joel.
Mhm. Julie Evans says, "Sorry, guys, I had to step out for a bit and get my car that was in the shop for an oil change." So we're at the part where he got fired and mom had a cow and a bunch of calves. Yeah, she did. She did. That's a good way of putting it.
Don't have a cow, man.
Yeah, and he found out he was the reason those kids were mad about the birthday party because it was his birthday party they weren't invited to. But even though Hermie was a part of the gang who beat him up, he still brings the watch back to Laura, somehow knowing where she lives the entire time, which is the creepiest part. I guess maybe he follows him. Yeah, that's probably the only way. No, that doesn't make any sense either because he gets there first. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's the
There's,
Twilight Zone. That's the Twilight Zone part.
yeah, 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 yeah.
But so now they've got this old Mickey Mouse watch here. And finally, this tells her where her husband is. So she finally makes it to Randolph Street. And so I've got a note here from the Graham Jr.'s Martin Graham's Jr. book. And it says, Pat and I have been great friends. We did stage work together. They flew me in from New York to do Horace Ford. I was flown out for a lot of television. We were known as the Jeanette MacDonald and Nelson Eddy of the stage and screen because we worked together so often. I met Rod when he came on the set, and he was a very nice man, kind of shy. But here I am, an actress, and I was in awe of Rod Serling. we're doing the street scene where Pat relives his childhood with the street kids. I was off camera with everyone else, and he played the part so well, I had chills down my back. I told someone next to me how I felt, and they agreed with me. So I still don't know when they were husband and wife before in a production, but it's something I guess I didn't do deep enough research.
That's all right.
But
The records are hard to find.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is
So
a crummy street.
yeah. So this ending happened because Hirschman saw the original script and how it played on the other show that this was on. It was a strange play, he says. One level, it is a classic description of schizophrenia. Oh wow, this is Hirschman. But this is disturbed by the concrete evidence of fantasy when the little boy brings back the Mickey Mouse watch. Unquestionably, this brief element of fantasy into what is otherwise an absorbing psychological study is what disturbed many of the viewers 7 years ago. And frankly, it disturbed me to some small degree. Also, I have a feeling that the script, aside from this strange element, is a little thin and a little incomplete, in that it is a straight line of a man's retreating into a dream world. The other problem present is that it's about a quarter of the way through the play before we enter any area that could be considered Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
So that's what the big producer of the show says. And Laura finally finds him. She sees him as a boy. But she still seems to recognize him. But she doesn't really fully approach him until she sees her husband again as a 38-year-old. And now she can embrace him again. And he's cut and battered just like the kid was. And she reassures him. And he says, "You know, don't ask me. I have no idea." But what he can explain is that what this experience has done to his memories. He's had this idea of his childhood that was idyllic, and now he knows the truth. An ugly, sad, unbearable nightmare that his childhood was. That's how he describes it now. And Laura is able to bring some insight here too, as you mentioned earlier.
Yep.
That we keep close to us what was good in our life to suppress the pain, the painful parts. That's a pretty interesting idea. And then she says, "Hey,"
she says, "Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to bear it, or we wouldn't be able to go on."
Right. And speaking of going on, she says, "Hey, you've got a birthday party to go to. Let's go eat some cake." Because right now, yeah, there are people who care about him. Obviously, all these people showed up for the party, so they must either care about her or him.
Yep.
And he finds a watch again, and it's a normal grown-up watch again. And there's no Mickey Mouse. Because everything's been disillusioned. And yeah, now he remembers his friends were little brats who beat you up for not getting invited to a birthday party. Yeah. That's kind of harsh. And then we see Hermie sitting on the streetlights. And then I was thinking maybe Horace didn't invite you. Yeah, I know. He's very good at being creepy, even though
I was waiting for him to just be cackling.
Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe Horace didn't invite these kids because they beat up people for not inviting them to things. Like, that would make sense to me.
Beating up
And
people
anyway,
doesn't make you in demand.
no, here's the closing narration. Exit Mr. and Mrs. Horace Ford, who have lived through a bizarre moment, not to be calibrated on normal clocks or watches. Time has passed, to be sure, but it's a special time in the special place known as the Twilight Zone. And oh,
Hmm.
yeah, there we go. So Ruth White, Mrs. Ford, Philip Pine, Leonard O'Brien, Nan Martin as Laura Ford, Pat Hingle as Horace Ford,
But
and the rest.
yep, there we go. Well, yeah. At least we didn't fall asleep here.
Yes, we did not fall asleep during the production of this live stream,
No,
and
I
we
mean,
got through the episode.
I think it had a good message, and I think it could have been. I mean, it was done before, and it, slightly different. I'm sure there are plenty of alterations.
Mhm.
And maybe that version, who knows? Have to check that out. Well, not have to. Probably never will. But if I ever do see it, I'll think about it.
Mhm.
And it's like that might have been a little. I mean, the thing with this was, yeah, there was just too many questions, and yeah, I felt it wasn't quite Twilight Zoney enough. I wasn't sucked in.
Right.
That's the thing. I wasn't sucked in. But yeah, it does bring up the whole going to the past thing early enough that yeah, you could kind of see Twilight Zone, but it wasn't that interesting. It's like, okay, what's I don't know, what's mysterious here. We can see what the problem is, but there wasn't really so much a mystery as it's like, yeah, I guess we need to just wait and find out what exactly caused him to be like this. But I don't see any wonderful world or incredible world. That's true. It's not wonderful world, but I don't see an incredible world of Horace Ford.
It was incredible to Horace and
Oh,
nobody else.
okay.
Oh, yeah. That's the episode. That's what we got. Yeah, I don't know. But hello to Rob Wright, who says, "Howdy, folks. Great to see you, Rob. Hope you're well today." And yeah, so his incredible world that he thought was incredible turned out not to be so incredible.
uh,
Mm.
well, yeah, I don't really have a lot to say.
Yeah,
But I mean, there's elements
I
of
mean,
I think a really good story there, but it just somehow didn't work. Although the actors were good, they were good.
I think the end actually helped it because he goes back to the kids and he actually experiences
Mm-hmm.
and and recognizes what was bad about his childhood, that it wasn't so good, and maybe he'll appreciate his adulthood more and go to the movies with his wife now.
Well, he needs a
And
little more than that. I mean, he was just
yeah,
full blown,
well,
off
it's a
his
start.
rocker, being childish.
Yeah, maybe he'll go back to his work and say, "Mr. Judson, I was a real peanut head, and I would like my job back, please." And I don't know. And here's the plans for the robot. This is gonna save you 50%. Whatever. I don't know. He's gotta really shape up here. Hopefully he can.
Yeah, we can lose the jetpack
Yeah.
and
Oh,
all the
there you
extra
go.
parts.
The jetpack. Of course it had a jetpack. You're right. That's the easiest thing to lose. You can still keep the eyeballs glowing.
Mm.
And maybe he can say just a few words, not too many words. Like so it'll talk a little, but not too much. Yeah. Yeah, that's my only hope for the episode is it does leave that hope that he does get things together.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously he has Laura on his side no matter what. So
For now,
there's
yeah.
that. That's good. Yep. And maybe he will go see that doctor.
No, it definitely it looked like he did get a big wake up call there.
Hmm.
But it's
Yeah.
almost like sometimes the Twilight Zone is there to teach you some lessons. So that's the thing I'm not sure of. Was it something where if they didn't make him so overt about it, but just enough to get fired and have these bad things happen, then I could see it because it's almost like the condition itself feels Twilight Zoney almost. Like what happened to him? Almost like it happened to him. In which
Ye-
case it's not so much that the Twilight Zone is teaching you a lesson about your own life choices. In this case, it's more like the Twilight Zone maybe put him in it and then he learns a lesson at the end of it. I don't know.
Maybe, right? Because we know at some point he was cognizant and capable enough to get a job
Mm-hmm.
that he held for 15 years. I don't know how long he'd been married to Laura,
We
but
almost
they've
need to
been,
know that in a way to kind of understand. It's like, all right, what happened to make him change?
yeah, yeah. There had to be some kind of catalyst.
Was it something
What
him
was his
internal
rosebud?
where he was always just a little bit childish and then he let it get too far and then the Twilight Zone teaches him a lesson? I don't know.
Yeah, obviously, since he became a toy manufacturer, toy maker, then yeah, maybe he always had some part of him that clung onto his childhood, but it wasn't so
Mm-hmm.
bad. It was like a
Yeah.
small part of him rather than his entire identity. And so anyway, that's how we came up with this episode is Reginald Rose came up with this episode and would of course go on to make lots of other things.
Mm-hmm.
And have you seen 12 Angry Men? Because that's
Yeah.
really good.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, very good.
But
Yeah.
this also existed. I learned about it yesterday, and yeah, there we are. Surapupus Cuber is still here. That's great. He also says moo. Oh, because of the cow. Because the mother had a cow and all kinds of calves. Yep. Oh, we don't have a preview for next week, which is disturbing because
Well, I could
next
tell
week's
you a little bit. We're gonna see a flying saucer.
mhm.
There's
Yeah,
gonna
there's
be a
gonna be
bit
a
of a
spaceship.
flying saucer. I think we get some Forbidden Planet. Yeah, I guess that's why Stone Racket's coming because we get some Forbidden Planet flying saucer action.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, Stone Racket's coming for the flying saucer, definitely. So let me see what the name of the next episode is. Yeah, and so Empire State Rail fan puts in a flying saucer emoji into the chat. It just takes a
Mm-hmm.
while to type the incredible world of Horace Ford. Right.
The terrible world of Horsford.
If that's what I said, then I stick by it. Let's see. On Thursday, we leave for home is next week. And I won't
Yes.
read the preview because that's for next week. But yeah, it's going to be great, I'm sure.
No, it
Because
is
I
a
hear
good
a lot
one.
of good things. No spoilers. Surprised I was able to dig out that emoji, says Empire State Rail fan. Yeah, good work. Good work. And of course, I do want to thank Tim for bringing us the news, even though it was sad news.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to Dolly Parton. And I was trying to rack my brain, trying to think of something I know about her besides, the 9 to 5 movie and her vast empire of country music singing and her appearance on the Orville. And there was one more thing I remembered is that one time she entered a Dolly Parton lookalike contest
Oh.
and she lost.
Oh.
That's a good one. So I'm gonna go with that one.
Wow. Wonder how that happened.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. That for the rest of the story, I'm sure other people will talk about it. I don't remember the precise details. But yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, rest in peace, Dolly Parton.
Uh, well,
Oh, I need to find somebody to raid. So I'm gonna
she'll
do
at
that
least be
briefly.
remembered well.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah, absolutely. She will be remembered. There's no doubt. So stay
And well,
tuned to
because,
way other people who will do a way better job than I can.
yeah, but she'll be remembered well because I don't think she was attached to any, you know, controversies or bad news or anything like that.
I don't know any kind of controversies with her. No, you're right.
Hmm.
Can't think of one.
Yeah. When I
Yeah,
was
she's
growing
just a
up in
good
the '80s,
person.
she was still a big thing then and everything. So,
Mm. Oh yeah, I heard about her in the '90s too. No, there was. I'm gonna raid the common nerd because we're going to have him on my show on Friday.
mm,
So that's gonna be good. So we're gonna get to meet the common nerd. If you don't know who he is, you will find out on Friday, and we're gonna talk about down Periscope and we'll have fun. He was also on Latino Slants show, and he got to meet Lou Diamond Phillip on the panel.
mm,
It's just something I could have done, but I was too either shy or I just didn't come up with the question, and I didn't get signed up for it. I was thinking I should do this, but I'm so busy. I don't know.
mm.
Anyway, thanks, Jill. Had a great time, says Empire State Rail fan.
Oh, you're
You're
the
welcome.
one.
And oh, okay. Oh goodness. And then we also have Sort of poop is she probably didn't measure up to Dolly. Yeah, no, I'm sure she didn't, but for forever whatever reason, whoever won that contest was not Dolly. No controversies. Go Dolly. Well, can't think of one. Can you? I can't really
No.
don't. And I'll see you guys. Yeah, and she was definitely a highlight of the Orville season 3.
Yeah.
No matter what you think of season 3 of Orville, I definitely get on that. Lawrence, watch season 3 of
Yeah, I gotta
Orville.
check that out.
Actually,
Is
have you
that
seen
something
any of
that's
the
still
Orville?
on? No, I haven't. I haven't seen any.
Yeah, no, it's really good.
Is that an ongoing thing?
I hope so. We have
Oh,
rumors of a season 4 or season 4
okay.
release,
I guess that's
but so
something to
far
check
they're
out, and I guess also your what is it for all mankind?
mhm,
That's another one that I haven't seen, but probably should.
yes. A Canadian Spider-Man joining us here right at the end as we are leaving.
Ah,
Canadian Spider-Man. He's here. He says hello. Actually, I didn't do a YouTube raid. I don't know if there's anybody on YouTube to raid. I did the Rumble one, but let's see if we can find somebody there. If that's not too bad.
get on there, Canadian Spider-Man.
So all I have to do, there's just a little bit of housekeeping here. And
I
so,
don't know. Liza's going to be streaming in a bit, but
oh, she is, but
yeah,
she's
but
not
she's
streaming
not
right
on
now.
right now. No.
Does she have it set up?
No, I don't think she's ready just
Okay.
yet. She's got to get out to the workshop.
Oh, cool. Okay.
But yeah, more
Hmm.
guitar making at Psyche Opera.
Well, I cannot see who's live, so I'm just gonna not deal with the YouTube side. We're more worried about rating on Rumble anyway. We're good with Rumble.
Hmm.
I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for joining us on the Twilight Zone. This one's for Gavin. Let's play for Gavin that one thing that he likes. Uh,
The robot.
he knows. He knows what I'm gonna play.
Queuing
See.
it up.
Oh, yes. That
Streaming ain't
taking a
easy,
little longer
folks.
than I thought.
Everybody thinks it's easy.
Hmm.
But if he's the devil, how do you keep him locked up?
With the staff of truth, the one barrier he cannot pass.
And I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.
I
Oh wait, we forgot. I forgot. Tell us what you're doing this week.
Oh, okay. Well, I
Yes.
snuck it in earlier, but yeah, this tomorrow night we are streaming Wednesday night. We overlap with King Dolphin a little bit, but if you're at the end of King Dolphin, you want to stop over, we are going to be doing King Arthur 2004. Yes, as I call it, the one with Keira Knightley. And we'll be concluding it, the final battle, and talking about that. And of course, with Colin, who knows his history. And so we've been talking about some things that are historically here and there, and some things that are right, and all that. And then we do have Sunday Babylon 5, or Returning to Babylon 5 season. We're on 3, season 3. So the Shadow War is still just heating up. We're getting to the really juicy bits. And then Monday, we're back with Tolkien. Anna will be here. And we'll be going further in the Silmarillion. I forget the name of the next chapter. But it's always great stuff because she really knows her stuff, and it really helps people who are just reading the Silmarillion to kind of like remember things better and maybe understand things a little bit better, because there's a lot of character names and stuff, and
Yeah, somebody's named Tuna. That's crazy.
that's not a person. That was a hill.
What is that? Oh, it was a hill. Oh, okay. The city of Tyrion upon Tuna. Oh, okay. Got it now. Anyway, I get confused
Tiramisu
with the
after
places
tuna.
and the people. Anyway, the chapter 6 is of Feanor and the unchaining of Melkor.
Oh, baby, it's really. We're getting into the Silmarillion in the Silmarillion.
Yeah. Yeah. And I can't show up anymore because of responsibilities. 'cause
Well,
I
we'll
gotta be a
see
grown-up.
if Anna's back more. I don't know if she's going to be going back to Japan or not. I don't know her life, So I'll ask her. But if we can move the time slot, we could probably work out something better for you. We had to do this
but
time
she has
slot
to be
because
priority. She has to be
well, we had to
priority
do the
'cause
time
she's
slot
yeah.
because of her Japan schedule.
Yeah. Tuna is a cat. I know Tuna and Mr. Pickles personally, and they're great cats. Okay.
Yes, the Noldor resided in Mr. Pickles' land.
Halfway
There
into
in
another week in
Alma.
August and almost into September. Yeah, so Friday we'll meet with the Common Nerd, who I'm rating from Rumble to now, and also, I don't know what I'm doing Saturday, but next Tuesday we're gonna have the next Twilight Zone episode, and on Friday we're gonna kick off our Star Trek month with a review of the Voyager episode called Flashback. So we're gonna have some George Takei and Grace
Oh, that
Newton.
one.
Yeah, and yep. Yeah, it's all about Tuvok.
Oh, I hope
And
Kirk
how
and Spock get out all right.
yeah, George Takei's gonna save the day.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna rescue. Anyway,
Oh, it
I'll
wasn't
see you
Spock,
guys.
it was Bones. Kirk and Bones
Mhm.
were on the
That's right.
planet.
I'll see you later. Bye now.
Ciao.
Thank you to everyone who subscribes, listens, leaves comments, and joins me in the chat. I also want to give an extra special thank you to all of my channel members and Patreon supporters. Every month, we have exclusive membership streams on YouTube, and I'm coming up with new content to upload to my Patreon too. Every level of support, from simply watching and engaging in the chat to becoming a member, helps me grow this channel in so many ways so that I can keep exploring stories that we love. Thank you for being a part of it.
Learn all that is learnable.
So I hope you learned something today.
And the ways our differences combine to create meaning and beauty.
I enjoy hearing what you have to say, so leave me a comment.
It has always been easier to destroy than to create.
So let's continue creating conversations and ideas.
May we together become greater than the sum of both of us.
Share out the stream to bring more here. Bye for now. See you next time.
Well, now you have something new to think about. Carry on.
I'll see you in the future.